Hello, 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 hello. Let me do some thingamabobs before people get here, or as people start getting here. In this Discord, everyone. Okay, we are vaguely ready. I just need to. I actually can't think of the word. Check my Twitch screen on my phone, because that's how I used to view the chat. So we'll get ready, we'll get started. I'll plug my phone in so it doesn't die halfway through. It's always a good start. I will figure out what I'll be casting first. Well, I don't figure out, I've already got an idea. And it is Kallah versus Dayjay. So hello everyone. I will sick as in good or sick as I'm a bit ill, because I'm a bit ill. Got a bit of a cough, so apologies if anything happens. Testing the chat. I've got my chat feature's got a whole little chat function that pops up now, and I've made sure it's probably, I might have to change that later. I haven't tested it with Capture Age yet, so hopefully it doesn't get in the way of Capture Age's stat stuff. So we are ready to get some Age of Empires going, and with streaming Superdraft. My mind's not quite here, but I will get to it. I apologise whenever I cough. It might happen a bit. I still don't know how to mute myself. I guess I know there. I can mute myself here. Yep, I did mute myself for a second. It did pop up. It's a lot of faff though to do on OBS, so I might have to cough quicker than I mute myself. So we will start. Yeah, we're doing Kallah versus Dayjay. So we'll get to that imminently. What's happening? Okay, so Age of Empires loaded. I will need to load Capture Age. Should have done Capture Age before I did Age of Empires, because I can't. I can't minimize Age of Empires. Hello Lola, I am going to be I've started streaming. I'm streaming Kallah versus Dayjay, and we'll get there imminently. So Kallah versus Dayjay, Group 3 match. My group, or our group, Lola. Let me find the. I've downloaded the Rex. I forgot to copy and paste the map draft. So map draft is I mean, it's fairly. Kallah doesn't like water, it seems. Dayjay's okay with water. So the Kallah's picked Land Madness, Dayjay's picked Low Tide, and they're starting with Le Grand Fossé. I will change my sound options for my Age of Empires. It's rather loud. Maybe I have to mute my entire. change the volume of my entire laptop at some point, but let me load the replays. Kallah game 1, that one, yep. Le Grand Fossé. And let's get into the civs, which each of them have. Okay, Kallah's civs are. Sorry, I'm only able to see these unless you have the Superdraft spreadsheet up. Kallah's civs are Gujarat, Persians, Byzantine, Saracens, Incas, Ethiopians, and Vietnamese. Le Grand Fossé, what does that jump out to you as? I'm not very good at Le Grand Fossé, so what my opinion is quite limited. Saracens, archer, kill walls, that's always a nice thing. Incas, cheaper stone buildings. There are two civs that jump out at me as fairly strong, particularly for Grand Fosse. Byzantines are always such a strong civ to be able to push, and the fact that you can go cheap trash is quite handy against any civ that decides to do some aggression. But if they start to doing some more stone-based stuff, Byzantines, they have to get there. They're a bit slower to kick off, Byzantines. Gujaras could work, to be honest. There's such a strong civ, and there's enough sheep which you immediately start with. You don't have to find any more. It's not 8 sheep. I don't think it's only 6 sheep, but because of the recent patch, Gujara sheep, 6 sheep isn't as bad as it used to be. 6 sheep does quite well. It's about as good as 7 sheep used to be, I think, or something like that. So it does quite well. It's going to be a good trickle, a very immediate trickle, and there's quite a good lot of straggler trees, which people go for anyway in the Grand Fosse. Generally go for straggler trees anyway, so I actually don't. I probably should have gone Gujaras myself for this. Hi Belgian, how are you? But for my Le Grand Fosse against Belgium, I probably should have gone Gujaras. Could be such a good civ, and I think it will work on Le Grand Fosse. Okay, Dayjay civ. So I'm thinking Saracens or Incans, I think, are probably the more meta picks for this very off-meta map. Dayjay has Hindustanis, Magyars, Celts, Bohemians, Saracens, Dravidians, and Slavs. Saracens, Saracen mirror would be so cool. I always want to see mirror. I haven't actually seen a mirror matchup yet, or played in one myself. So I always want to see a mirror matchup. So Saracens could do that. Slavs, such a good siege. Siege is very useful on this map. Celts, good siege. The Bohemians got good siege. So I think this map is it can be quite siege intensive. A lot of walls, a lot of house walls, and palisade walls. Ah, your game with Persian v Persians. Oh, okay, what map was that, Belgium? Because that would, I might just watch that for my own interest. if it's close. If it wasn't close, I don't bother. I know you won almost all your games except your most recent one. So it probably may have been a bit unclose. Nomad. Okay, I won't watch it. I don't like Nomad. Sorry. Yeah, but okay, that's cool. I would like to. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Yeah. I know you're very good at Nomad. That's why I banned it against you. So yeah. So yeah, that does seem, yep. Cool, having a mirror matchup, probably not the most interesting thing to watch. So, Dayjay, Celts, good siege, Slavs, good siege, Bohemians got siege, Saracens, good at archer stuff. Maybe I did see that one. Oh no, I did watch that one. I watched the cast of that. I think I watched the cast of it. I think Kallah placed a castle that you denied a castle with a mango now, and that was basically GG. I think that most of my Nomad games I've either lost because I haven't played a good castle, or I've won because I've managed to place a good castle. That's the thing. I think Castle Denial was the main thing in Nomad, to be honest. Oh, that was Lawler, sorry. Oh, that was Lawler against Belgian. Ah, I don't remember Kallah Belgian. Okay, Belgian. What's it with you playing TC next to each other? Yeah, that was Lawler Belgian. Yes, indeed. I know I saw one of the matches. Okay. Oh, you stole the ball. I think that you did that to Lawler as well, to be honest. Oh no, Lawler stole your shared ball in that instance. Anyway, any ideas what civs people are thinking? If you have the civs fresh in front of you, it's a lot of effort to try and show it, because I don't want to have to show my entire browser. But yeah, I think Slavs, Saracens, Celts, Bohemians. I don't really like Hindustanis and Magyars, especially when there's land madness as an existence. Dayjay's gone for home map of low tide, so that's probably shouts to me as Dravidians for me. So one of those Celts, Bohemians, Saracens, Slavs, and Kallah, Saracens, Incas is what my vibes is. So we will start kicking off Le Grand Fosse, Kallah versus Dayjay. We're revealing the. Let me just move the image a bit. Yeah, we're revealing the civs, and I haven't actually seen them yet, even though they're in front of me. It's a bit too small for me to see. Ethiopians. Oh, Ethiopians, Bohemians. Okay. Did they have? Yeah, okay. I mean, Ethiopians. I mean, archers do archer. We'll get things kicked off. Okay, it's only 4 sheep actually. Okay, it's not 6 sheep. I know it is 6 sheep. maybe. Anyway, yep. Sorry. Yep, so, is it blurry? I can't, my OBS doesn't say it's blurry. I've got Twitch on my own phone, is it? I'm just going to move the camera around a bit and see what happens if it moves a bit. Okay, it's not blurry for me. Maybe refresh, maybe you caught the stream a bit too early or something. I apologise if the internet is a bit shaky or something. I can see if I can close some other windows I have. I guess I can close Discord, that always sneaks a lot of things. I'll just make my internet the most streamlined as I can. Okay, it's fine for you. Okay, we have Ethiopians versus Bohemians. Bohemians, they have the mining upgrades for free, I believe. I'm not the best expert on Bohemians. The mining upgrades for free, I know that much for sure. And then Hussite Wagon is a very good unit if you can get to it. There isn't much stone. You don't start with much stone, so it's difficult. Yeah, I think just have enough stone for a castle, pretty much, as well as 2 town centres and things like that. But if you have to make towers, then that stone quickly dries up, and you have to go further afield for your stone. So making castles, it might be difficult. Bohemians also get early chemistry as well. So yeah, Bohemians get early chemistry, so potentially, but then you need the safe behind, and this map isn't very safe. Bohemians are great arena civ because you can hide up, get your early chemistry, get out some hand cannons, get out some Hussite wagons, get out some monks. They get cheaper monk techs. They get cheaper castle age wood buildings, except monastery, which I used to do, but no any longer does. But I think the other siege workshop or university, something that is cheaper for Bohemians. So I think something like that. I'm not the best expert on the civ. I haven't played with them much at all. That's the sort of vibes. A mining civ. Ethiopians, I know them much better. They are an archer powerhouse civ with good siege. Siege will come later though, so if the Kallah can get to it later to get some really good siege, that's always a good excellent stuff on this map. I was thinking of Dayjay had very good siege civs, and siege I think does quite well here. So Ethiopians are another siege civ. A lot of, I think, fully upgraded siege or something like that. All options, I think. Like siege ram, siege onager, heavy scorp, I think is what they get. And bombard. Hello Bruce, how are you? So what we have, Dayjay has been going for the straggler trees more exclusively, and Kallah has started to get some lumber camps going on. I think straggler trees is probably the best situation, especially because you want to put farms. You need some safe farm eco in the centre, and it's always good to get rid of those trees at some point. Oh, your money's on Dayjay, or your strength is on Dayjay. So far, scouting-wise, Dayjay has been holding this door open for your boars. You don't need to do that. There's quite a far baller as well. I think maybe get some loom. That feels weak. Some of these boars are far to take. Early loom might be quite recommended. They have gone for loom probably as a result of that. But you don't need to keep your door open. You can. It's because the boar's faster than you. If you make it so that it follows you, it might take a bit of wrangling, like what Kallah's doing here. Okay, Kallah failed to do, but you just open the boar, shoot it again, and it just catches it. It's fine. You don't lose much time. Kallah's been much more efficient with the boar laws, quite nice under the TC, and I think they've done all their boars. As far as I can tell, without any hiding. Kallah's scouting is also just restricted to their own base. They haven't scouted each other yet. Kallah's also gone for a late, sort of a more standard loom time, hoping to get up to enough food, and probably will go up to feudal with on 18 pop. Oh no, get one more veil, then so 19 pop feudal. So yeah, more standard loom. Dayjay's eco is a bit more struggling. Idle TC times fairly the same, and both have milled the front fish. Dayjay's trimming the berries. Kallah is looking. They're going to have very different builds, I think. Sorry. Again, I might be coughing quite a bit. They just gone for the interesting lumber camp. I don't love this one. I think it's nice to try and go in between the two wood just to stop archer pressure. To be honest, this wall is in range of archers. You don't want to accidentally lame your against Ethiopians. You want to minimise the amount of wood line that can be lamed. I mean, these are quite small wood lines, so after fletching archers, it's difficult to run away from that. But yeah, that was definitely the vibes I see. Kallah's scouts bit to finish and has finished a long while ago with the boars and hasn't quite got his legs moving. Dayjay's scout's still just sitting there doing nothing. Dayjay we see going for a slightly later feudal. I don't know. I think it's probably trying to go to fast castle. I don't think it's quite there yet. Definitely not enough on wood to go fast castle. 4 on wood, you need much more than that to make for the blacksmith, for the market. But that's what sort of thing I was seeing for Bohemians. Earlier, as I was saying, it is more efficient to do the shore fish first. I think because you could tower the fish, you could tower a tower on this line actually lames the fish, so you don't want to accidentally have to be doing the fish later, because that's in risk of tower there and laming your food. So I think it's best to get it first because it's more risky, and then go for the berries. In principle, it's faster, but it's more distance to walk. Much faster, but more distance to walk. I'm not sure on the stats. Someone might actually do the stats on walk time, because obviously berries is no movement time to fish, but fish is so much quicker than berries. So I do like to see, on fish first. And you see the Kallah hasn't even gone berries yet. Ethiopians, they don't need that much food, just enough to keep the TC pumping for now. Making a hole for themselves, deleted a bit too many palisades, and now fixing out the house. Going 2 range archers, not that much on gold though, but Ethiopians do get that extra 100 gold. Do they get extra 100 gold, which is always good, so you don't have to go on gold too early. You can get some eco or other buildings first, get some balls up. Yeah, Dayjay's up to castle age, but doesn't nowhere near has the wood for the build, just enough to build a blacksmith, and the only building it with 1 villager. The eco is pretty much solid for a castle strat, but yeah, the food and gold is enough for castle, but way too few on wood. Panic chopping the stragglers, just to get the wood to afford a market. Sorry, but had to build a house now because the house it's not the cleanest. Probably going up on 22 is a strat only like something like Bengalis can probably really pull off. They get the extra vills, or things like Mayans, anything which does resources quicker, like Celts maybe, because you get the wood quicker. But yeah, trying to go on that early pole is probably a bit too ambitious. But maybe it's a sign to Kallah that maybe you're not going fast castle, sort of a slow feudal, or maybe they got the build all their own, they're not going for castle age, which may sort of scare Kallah into not acting. It's only 1 range, sorry, it was a blacksmith they were building. But yeah, Kallah's got archers out, attacking nothing. But Dayjay has got a defensive tower. I like the defensive tower. That's a really good addition. You know that it's going to be in range of archers. You know they're going archers. I do love that decision, 100%. I think this vill is in range of fletching archers. When fletching comes through, I think this vill will be in range, but 2 archers is going to do a damage. You can just hide round. Eco upgrades. Yep. Dayjay's getting there, gone to Castle Age, getting double attack. Standard for Castle Age, just a bit slow. To be honest, Kallah hasn't really been threatening enough to stop this Castle Age. I think you could stick archers here and shoot these berries down. That's Dayjay's only source of food. I definitely recommend. In hindsight, definitely recommend shooting that down. Not even shooting the Palisade Gate. Palisade Gate's the weakest building here. Pretty much. Well, it's not so much a weak Palisade. Obviously, Palisade Wall is weaker, but Palisade Gate is easier to shoot with lots of things. Easier to. I don't know. It just feels the better thing to kill. It's easier to path through when you kill it, and lots of archers just sit in the archer range, not doing any damage. Still making archers as well. You haven't seen any military response. Getting some vill picks on gold. I like that. Just need more archers though. There's no point having all these archers if you're not going to actually do anything with them. And now Catherine's going to come in, and Dayjay is so close enough to buy a castle. Buy 100 stone. But honestly, you could do it again if you really want the castle down. But yeah, just click there and build a castle. And now Kallah's house in trouble. Archers not doing anything. Now they're coming round. I don't know where they are. There's 4 here. Okay, there's the others that are hiding. So yeah, Kallah's been very passive and had to buy their way up to castle out of necessity. I don't love this castle from Dayjay, to be honest. It doesn't really protect too much. You can see it's out of range of this wood line. The tower's already put in this wood line. It doesn't protect these gold or that gold. But then where would you put it? Because you have archers here. Do we have eco for Hussite wagon? I don't think we do. Not enough on wood yet for Hussite. Yeah, just enough. I think there's 100 wood to buy a Hussite wagon. And some gold. Yeah, it doesn't protect anything. Yeah. I mean, putting it here difficult because obviously there were archers there. Building it here, you can't do. There's no room to build it easily. And yeah, I don't. Maybe delete that and build it here. But yeah, it doesn't defend much. But it's a good way to make some Hussites. But it's gonna take a long while. I mean, Hussite wagons have that's quite good accuracy for a wagon. It got both shots out. But yeah, without ballistics or arquebuses, it would be the gunpowder equivalent, which only Portuguese get. It's possible to micro this down. I think you don't have to run away. I think you can micro it down, to be honest. Just split, keep splitting, keep reforming. Just murder that Hussite wagon down. It's very expensive. But making Hussite wagons means you can't really build TCs. 100 wood for a unit is a lot. So yeah, it's. I mean, using the scout to kill it. I mean, yeah, I guess it's useful. It's half health. Yeah, just split move, kill. That's way too risky. I mean, Mangonel is the counter to Hussite wagons. I would definitely recommend a defensive siege workshop into Mangonels moving forward. Obviously, monks, you need redemption monks to convert, so monks don't stop this powerhouse unit. Just build the siege workshop. These vills, they're going to survive eventually to build. Get a Mangonel down. Yeah, Mangonel, crossbows in, bodkins in. That's going to do a lot of damage actually, because the crossbows now outrange the Hussite wagons, so you can now kite these much more effectively. Yeah, just kite. You're outranged them. You don't have to probably break your way in. I think you don't want the Hussite wagon mass to build as soon as the yeah, it wasn't hi wavy Davy baby. How are you? Thanks for coming. Yeah, siege workshop's going to go down with 3. Going to go. One Hussite wagon can't kill 3 vills particularly quickly. Such a slow fire and it can miss a lot of the time. But yeah, Kallah cannot have this Hussite wagon mass build up. We have to kill as many as possible. This crossbow mass is dying. This crossbow is getting some picks. The scout is going to kill this Mangonel. It doesn't. Oh, that's an excellent pick. And now the Hussite wagon was targeting the archers instead. So Kallah's doing really well picking off these Hussite wagons individually. Dayjay, you need the mass. These are so wood intensive so that you can't even build any more TCs. And while Kallah really can't return, Mangonels also require quite a bit of wood investment. Another thing, a possibility a ram. A ram might do. I can't. Ram will also do okay, but I think going full into siege, stop making crossbows, start going heavy on wood. You need much more on wood than this. You want to make enough wood, and you also want to outboom the Bohemian. They're going all in Hussites. You need to go all in Mangonel almost. Another good pick there. These are not very high health. Mangonels are doing their work, but probably because it's such a forward siege workshop, they can just walk past it and then it will completely destroy your base. So the siege workshop is definitely better in the back of the base. Eco-wise for Dayjay, lots more on wood. Hussite wagons are more expensive. Going for redemption, going for the monks, going to convert the siege workshop. That's going to be also the Mangonels can also be converted. That's why that's why I wanted to see the defensive siege workshop. This is way too aggressive. You had archers, but they didn't have a position. These houses are getting built just about, losing vills. Vills are even, bit of idle time on Dayjay's part. And there was a vill pick earlier, but this is now a ball of Hussite wagons. You've got no army to defend. Your Mangonel is here. Your siege workshop is here. There are monks with redemption around, about to be created. This is not even going to make it. 2 Hussites is enough to kill a Mangonel. And now your TC's... the TC fire is going to eventually... 3 damage, 3 arrows... Yeah, TCs and Hussites have the same range. It's not like organ guns, which can outrange, I think, quite effectively. That's dangerous. Having this monk permanently trying to convert the siege workshop and immediately trying to go into a... Oh, I wouldn't have done... You didn't need to delete it. Oh, he was out of range. That's so unfortunate. Thought it wouldn't make it. Delete the siege workshop. Maybe it was trying to delete the siege workshop instead. Now we have the Hussite wagons in the wood line. No point building houses. They can just pop shot you from a range. They're getting in position. All these vills, when will the castle go up? I do not know, to be honest. Don't know what the Hussite wagons are doing. They're wandering. Actually, no. There's 5 Hussite wagons is enough to kill. Pretty much kill. Trying to bombard, microing the vills down. I think, yeah, microing the vill, trying to keep them moving. Would the castle go up? 5 vills, another ball of Hussite just wanders straight under the TC. Monks are coming round. Archers are round. Archers kill the monks. If you can see them. Can you see them? Yes, you can see them. Go for the monks. It's difficult to micro all this. Now, Dayjay's making their own siege workshop. 3 vills left in this castle. Will it go up? 96, 97, 98. It'll probably go up, but you know what? You haven't got murder holes in your Ethiopian castle. What are you going to do? I mean, the answer is show towers, but one hit to those show towers will absolutely annihilate them. A Hussite wagon goes down to the vills, I think that is. But still, they still have these 4 Hussites. One coming up, Mangonel coming up, Hussites in the back. At this point, yeah. I mean, the Hussites are being made as quickly as they've been destroyed. So if Kallah can get a few, another one bites the dust. Show towers will do really well against the Mangonel, but if they take a hit against they're pretty much getting one-shotted by them. I mean, I would definitely focus on one Hussite at a time. Oh, the Mangonel kills the own Hussite. That's a good response by. I mean, I don't think Dayjay needed to go for that, but yes, Kallah's finally got a bit of momentum. Going Shotel. They're not really invested. They're not really upgraded Shotel. They don't need to be. They got such high attack. They're dying to one hit pretty much anyway. What's the armor going to do? It's a cannon. Cannons don't affect armor, so I would definitely. So yeah, Shotels are going to come out. I would definitely keep them by that. I'll keep them defensively because now once you lose them all, there's nothing to stop all the Hussites, the wagons to come forward again. But I think it's doing work. These Shotels are coming back. Scorpions, they're the good counter to Shotels, but Shotels are very quick. They're good counter to normal infantry, but one Scorpion itself is not a good match to a Shotel. 3 hits, can go for the other one. So what we see a change of tactic by Dayjay. This is such a good game. I thought it'd be over for Kallah, but getting the Shotels, which was so crucial. I didn't like the Siege Workshop, but getting some Mangonel shots, getting the TC fire, using everything they can to eliminate the threat, forces Dayjay to go to the boom approach. I still like Dayjay's situation better. Much stronger eco. I don't love this armor, to be honest. Gunpowder units do so good against infantry that armor's not going to make a difference. And they don't quite one-shot anyway, so it's still going to two-shot. So I don't love this food. I think definitely buy wood, go in to get some TCs. You have a Shotel there was a Shotel somewhere, I think. Yep. Kallah has seen that Dayjay's gone on 2 TCs. You have to match. Your eco's so much. You know that eco's going to be so much weaker. You lost so many vills. You had so much panic castling, resource manipulation in the market. That Shotels are such a good unit, but you don't have the eco to support them. Shotels train so quickly for like 40 food, 50 food, something like that, that you don't have the eco to sustain that. You need to think about getting more eco, more on wood, definitely more on wood. There's not enough on wood to even sustain your farms. So what do you see from Dayjay? Early chemistry. Early chemistry into the university. Archery range hand cannon is what I would think. Hand cannons do much better against Shotels. They fire quicker. You can mass them quicker. They cost food rather than wood, and Dayjay's lots of food. The map late game, yeah, I haven't seen too many of that. I saw Cosmin and Bospos, they played at Goths versus Chinese, and that was a very interesting. It's something which I don't like, which is I don't really like resource wars, to be honest. A lot of fighting for resource control. And I don't really love that idea. Here we see that's not a. I mean, where the Shotel? They're there. I mean, I don't. The castle's gonna go up. But it doesn't affect too much. Like, there's so many holes in this base. You don't need to break your way in. I like the attempt on the other flank. It's a really good idea. This gold is very weak now. But yeah, you didn't maul everything off. I think it's going to go up. I think the Shotels weren't quite enough position, and they haven't attacked move in. They're going to go up. They're going to go through, and now they're stuck. They can engage against the I mean, Dayjay shouldn't have deleted those things. That thing stopping the Shotos killing the Hussite, to be honest. But that castle is not going to go down particularly quickly. Another Hussite, another castle to make Hussite wagons. Hussite going to be so much more simpler. I don't know if chemistry's in. I didn't see. Probably not with this food eco, to be honest. Haven't many on food to make to afford chemistry, personally. Chemistry also increases the attack of the Hussite wagons as well. Not that you would need it. 17, 18, very different percentage. All the Shotos die though. They die to all the Hussites. Shotos are good when they're engaging melee, but yeah, they suffer otherwise. These Hussites they don't care about the TC. They're going to kill the Vigilant Guard. I mean, you knew the Vigilant Guard here. I'm not sure why they aren't going back to it. They're hella undefended. I mean, I don't like this map because Belgium destroyed me at it. But in principle, if I can get a good boom going, this map does appeal to me. But yeah, this map such difficulty, such a good boom going, man. But Dayjay has that good boom. 3 TCs and the GG is called. No army left for Kallah. Hussites everywhere. The base is separated, split by a castle. So then we have a very messy game. Kallah did very well to Kallah's mistake was not to pressure with archers. Not to go 2 range. Ethiopians can afford 2 range archer range usually. With the extra food and extra wood and guards, you can go 2 range. Didn't pressure the base. Tried to pressure the wood line, which wasn't being mined. Didn't recognise that it was going to be a fast castle. It wasn't the fastest castle in the world, but it was a fast castle. Look at the KD, 69 kills. Nice for Dayjay. Just to get seen that one of them was his own Hussite wagon from the looks of it. So. Yeah, Kallah wasn't aggressive enough. Allowed Dayjay to get the castle age, and then from there did very well to stop the initial Hussite wagon raid. And if the Shotos weren't there, if the Shotos were here in a very neutral position, they would have stopped that castle. That's the only thing that probably changed the map. Castle didn't deny a castle. Yeah, the Shotos were over here when the castle was going up. They were just a bit closer. Because you knew the Hussite wagons were coming, you lost all your forward army, you knew the Hussite wagons were coming in some direction. Having them here, what do they defend? You don't really have, you have vision, you don't have much vision anywhere. So yeah. I don't see why they I guess because it's, I don't know why they, okay, oh yeah, they just killed something, they're attacking, that's why you can see them. Yeah, just sort of, sorry, it's going to be flickering a lot of tabbing, see the vision, they got confused for a second. So yeah, Kallah didn't, the archery range, yeah, the Shotos were out of position, they couldn't deny a castle. Floating lot to goal, that was a point where you could have bought TCs, could have bought food to build more Shotos. Shotos train so quickly that you can really get a good mass, and they countered the Hussites so well. Even the Scorpions they counter so well because they just get to them so quick, and the Scorpions do have the minimum range. So that was, and the hand cannons were coming, and chemistry wasn't in the end. The hand cannons would switch, but yeah. I mean, I feel like Shotos still trade well against hand cannons just because they can get there quickly. And hand cannons also have a minimum range. Anything with minimum range really doesn't like Shoto warriors. The answer will probably be to switch into something cavalry based, which isn't the Bohemians. I guess it's sort of their wheelhouse, but it's not what Dayjay was taken into. So yeah, it was a tough match for Kallah. I didn't know what I would do in this thing. I probably died to this pressure as well. But yeah, that's a very good game one. Hopefully a sign to come of the rest of the set. So we have the next map, which will be Kallah's home map, which would be Land Madness, I remember. And I'll have a look at the Civ Draft for that. Let me just close my eyes and switch to the Civ Draft. Okay. Land Madness. I guess you're nerf Ethiopian struggle. I mean, Shoto such a... Oops, sorry. Overlay. Sorry if you saw... I haven't seen them yet, but you may have. Because I saw on my Switch feed that it's shame that came up. Yeah, it might be best of 5. I don't know why it says best of 5. I haven't changed it. We'll just stop at 3. It isn't a best of 5, obviously, just best of 3, but I will change capture range when I get to it next. So, Land Madness, Kallah's home map, Gujaras. That's all I'm thinking. Gajara, Gajara, Gajara. It's the class. It's the best Civ. It's the best open Civ in the game. Yeah, this is still from the Swiss last stage of Swiss. Yep, sorry, they haven't started playing yet. Dayjay, I like Hindustanis. Hindustanis, Gujaras. It'll be an interesting matchup. They're both very strong. Gujaras have the edge generally, but I think Magyars are also a very good Land Madness Civ. They do die to Gujara, as I proved against Cosmin yesterday. I proved that Gujaras do beat Magyars. That's it. I was thinking anything like mainly like scout-based civs, scouts, road raiders. I mean, that might be quite a good curveball. Road raiders might do a lot of early damage, a lot of raiding damage against Gujara. So maybe that's the good like anti-Gujara pick potentially. Siege, siege road pike, siege road hound, something like that to really stop the Gujaras. Pike to stop the Shravamsha killing the siege, and then road raiders. And then siege to kill the chakrams, maybe something like that. I mean, Haub siege is such a good thing. So Haub siege mixing some road raiding. That could be like a count 5 to beat Gujaras if you're thinking that Gujaras is happening. But Hindustani is much more meta civ for Land Madness. But they do lose to Gujara camels. Battle of the Amazing Camels. I think Gujaras still win. So I know that I've sort of spoiled it for you. I haven't spoiled it for me. But let's reveal the thing. Gujara's Magyars, which is exactly the same as me and Cosmin was yesterday, and I am the Gujara player, and Cosmin was the Magyar. So Land Madness, yep. Let me. Sorry, casting. Best of 3. Okay. Thank you, Lola. Okay, Gujara. Land Madness, start with two extra berry bushes. Gujaras already start with 1, so they get 3 berry bushes. Very weirdly placed. They usually start next to each other, so I'm not sure why there's like different. Well, the third one not usually starts far, but two Gujaras, the one that Gujaras naturally start with, usually start next to each other. This is a very weird generation. Gujaras find the early meal. Kallah's found the early meal. Excellent work. Found the sheep. Now trying to find the rest of the sheep. 2 pigs there, 2 pigs there. Get the mill garrison as quickly as possible. We'll think about the rest of the base. Yeah, we'll think about the rest of the base. Oh no, usually because I've played Gujaras a lot, and they usually the ones that they start with usually start next to each other rather than with a tile. Get a difference. I've played Gujaras a lot. That's usually what they start with. So, what Land Madness? You have 1 berries. You have a patch of 3 hunt close to you. You have 8 pigs. You have these very woodlines with unwallable terrain, and a bit of straggler, and some gold, 4 gold close-ish, and then stone not very close-ish, and then you have hunt dotted throughout the map. Mongols is such a classic, is the god tier Land Madness civ because of the hunt. So if you're ever playing against Mongols, ban Land Madness. Unless you're Gujaras. Gujaras can get away with trying to beat them. So base-wise, Kallah's gold is safe at the back. That's nice. Dayjay's is not very nice for them. Dayjay, wallable wise, this is very difficult for Kallah's. Is probably worse to wall. Well, you could do big walls. Think about big walls. Big walls you can wall all the way around here, and then it's very inefficient. Both aren't great. This closeness, clumpiness is very difficult to wall around. But Dayjay has this very safe. Kallah has this fairly safe wood line. This is quite a nice safe wood line to wood line this side. This is a nice place to sit alone with. So I like Kallah's wood lines better. I like Kallah's gold better. However, Kallah's got 4 berries, 4 meal, 4 food supply. That's dangerous. Obviously, Dayjay's berries don't really matter too much. And also, Dayjay has 2 berries. They have berries here, and they have berries very close together. So that's 2 berries, where Kallah doesn't have a set of berries for a very long while. So Dayjay's better on the food front. I think I like Kallah's on the wood front. If anyone has any opinions, I like Kallah's on the gold front. Stone-wise, we're thinking Gujaras, chakrams. Gujaras should always work for chakrams because anyone countering Gujaras always should really work for spears and pikes because that's really their natural flow. So stone-wise, fairly safe enough. That's safe enough to TC. That's safe enough to TC. So Magyars, Major Hussar. I don't love it in this matchup. The Gujaras don't really need make too much siege, and they die to Gujara camels, so Stone doesn't matter too much. But defensive castles, Dayjay's position is defensible. This is quite a good defensible place to defend from. This is a bit open, but so it's kind of got a bit open. And this is also quite good. This would be an opportunity for a sneak, but also fairly well closes off the base. So we'll see how we get there. I'm sort of highlighting trees. Build-wise, so we're going through Dark Age. Kallah's idle themselves a bit too much. Gujaras really had to do a lot of work getting that food because you don't get to eat the pigs. So pushing, have to keep pushing, have to take... There's only one boar on this map, so it's difficult to get lots of food. So 43-second TC, it's not ideal, but fairly expected. But able to click up to Castle Age, and Dayjay is probably just taking a ball. Dayjay's food is not great, actually. Has to, but I think it has to TC drop. Some idle time now before they get to get to just about, yeah. Put some hunting, just about got there. Less idle time, but more vills. I'm not sure why Kallah has so few vills. It's different in idle time. Actually, I know, yeah. The idle time is one of the villagers and the time between the feudal age times. But 17 vill pop-up isn't great for Gujaras, to be honest. I know everyone loves like, oh my god, 18 pop-up. But Gujaras sort of want... I think it would be nice to have that extra vill worth of idle time, to be honest. Because I think it's just difficult. You have to build a barracks, you have to build a stable. I don't think you have enough. They're not going to have enough for a stable if they're not careful. You need to bring palisade walls. The scout hasn't done any scouting because it's just been pushing. It's done some early scouting. Okay, the early scouting, that's probably why Kallah's TC line times popped up. It's scouted before. I think it may have trouble with the pigs, perhaps. If it couldn't push as early as it wanted to. Obviously, an option for Gujaras is potentially mill the deer. That is another option. Okay, Kallah's up to feudal. Getting a stable. Classic Gujaras. Looking for scouts. No one go. No camel scouts. I mean, I do love camel scout opening, especially if you think they're going to go normal scouts. But obviously, you need gold for that, and this map isn't very safe for gold. For this map, yeah, wall in the wood lines. Dayjay is very nice and small wall, using a 4 on there, 5 on there. Very sort of safe. Kallah's gone for a big wall approach. All the lumberjacks all in one place, all being walled in. Next option is Spearman. You want a Spearman for every 2. I think against Magic, every 2 scouts per isolated for like open resource. So the berries, you want to have one Spearman for 2 scouts there. When you go and gold, you want another Spearman for when you take gold during feudal age. Likewise, Dayjay will need one Spearman for every 3 Gujara scouts probably here because actually 2 words because Majors get free forging. I gave this game to German because they're Rex, and they're Rex from Kallah, who I believe is German. That's how all the messages in German. I just downloaded the Rex from Kallah when Kallah uploaded them. That's why they're all in German. Well, the age up screams in German. So yeah, one Spearman for every 2 or 3 scouts, roughly 2 or 3 scouts that you can see on the field. Obviously, you don't know how many scouts are being made, so it's always a bit difficult to go for it. But yeah, you're just going time. So yeah, Kallah's been a bit over-exaggerative Spearman. I guess because it's got the second wood line, you want another Spearman there because the wood line's not secure. Okay, from the okay, maybe Dayjay is German then. I can't remember who uploaded the Rex. Maybe it was Dayjay. Whoever uploaded the Rex is German. Yeah, Burst confirms. I thought Kallah was German for a second. I don't know why, because I've actually heard Kallah's voice, and they're not German. They're American. I don't know why. I just thought I think the name just doesn't scream American, and Dayjay doesn't scream German. So we have an engagement. One of the Spearmen's died. That's what I was thinking. I sort of want 2 Spearmen. Yeah. Maybe a bit more exaggerative. Forces off berries. Oh my god, there was a hole in the woodshop. Oh, and nothing's going well for Dayjay here against the stronger Civ, and you're just very basic decisions, pretty much losing lots. The vill's going to survive. No, it's not. Oh, it's just going to survive. It's just going to the end, and kind of not want to sacrifice that much. But yeah, okay, maybe 2 Spearmen for every 3 scouts or something like that. But on the other hand, we have a counter attack. and Kallah has not reacted, and the Spearmen have not been positioned. You need more Spearmen than that. You'll need 2 Spearmen there, definitely. Scouts help, but you definitely need 2 Spearmen. 3 Scouts is very much enough to overwhelm a Spearman. Especially, and with forging, definitely so. And these Scouts are with forging. The purple Scouts are with forging. Kallah's is not. These 1 Vills died. Oh, you could probably get. I guess it's fine. You haven't got the chase, but oof. And there's no garrison. That Vill's going to die. Oh, lovely block by the villager, by your sister or whatever, sister, girlfriend, what have you, wife. She protected her man to the end, and only lost 1 Vill from that. Berries are still. I mean, those berries are pretty much depleted, and so on this side as well. So there's no real desire to have to return to them. Another scout comes out. Yeah, don't put those Vills. Put those Vills on farming. They're so weak. Some more scouts come out. Kallah's gone full scout defense. I mean, Dayjay has to an extent as well. So gone for full scout. Nope, going for more scouts. Because Kallah probably won't make it. I wouldn't recommend Kallah making a scout at this point. You sort of want that scout mass to be effective. Is there a hole in Kallah's side as well? Or is that just another hole for Dayjay? Maybe. No, maybe it wasn't that, but I was plugged up. Okay. Yeah, same same just KD in general. There's still the whole. This hasn't been plugged up yet. So if Kallah were to make scouts, there would Kallah is making scouts again. I thought maybe just go to Castle Age. Like, I don't love that decision. I think like going to Castle Age is probably the decision for Gojara. You have such a good Castle Age spike with camel riders and Shrivamshas, and then the option to get Chakrams. I think going what's the word? Going Castle Age is probably much more your cup of tea. Going Archer End is very much not the Gojara wheelhouse. You don't have the gold to make archers, so you have to make skirms, and skirms don't do any damage. Dayjay's trying to find damage in the wood line. Does Dayjay know that both wood lines have been taken? Yes, they do. Okay, I think that Spearman is just enough to deal a lot of damage, especially if the scouts don't recognise. More scouts being made, it's getting more feudal. Armour's coming in for Kallah. That's a good decision, to be honest. You'll need it anyway. Yeah, you can't go Castle Age, but I think trying to go for an archer trying to put an archer in a lot of wood that otherwise could be made for a market. That's generally what I'd rather see, especially with this much wood. Market and just buy your gold. You go to Castle Age, to be honest. No, armour's not a waste because you need to make camels later on, and you need to make Shrivamsha. I guess yeah, you probably do it best as you go up to Castle Age, but against Magyars, maybe it might be good to ensure that if you have equal numbers, it will be fairly even. Get a nice little Vill pick here. That's no Spearman on this gold. Like I said, every unattached resource needs at least 1 or 2 Spearmen. And the only unattached resource at the moment is the gold, is not the berries anymore. That Vill is affected by the TC. We have 4 Magyar scouts here. Some are a bit weak. How many spears do we have? 2. This farming is now getting a bit more dangerous. I wouldn't recommend doing farms this early. This many farms this early because they're very weak. And that farm could be denied if you're not. Oh, no, it's half built. It won't be denied. Yeah. So now you have lots of resources. You now have gold here. It's unsafe. You have farms here. That's unsafe. So that's a lot of spears you have to commit. And Kallah is actually building the spears. You have an engagement on a hill. Dayjay recognises it. Kallah does not recognise the hill. Loses the scout. Dayjay also has armour. But Dayjay's closer to the Castle Age. There's no hole there to exploit. Dayjay's scouts are slowly going to lose value. Kallah's going to hopefully stop making scouts. Got the market up. Can sell a bit of wood. Bring the spear down here. Your gold is weak. The gold is weak. That 4 scouts will kill about 3 of those Vills. Still will kill 3 of those Vills. Kallah can click up. Please click up, Kallah. Do something. Put your spears in. Going to engage with the Vills. Not good. They're forging with armour. Those Vills are going to die. 1 dies, 2 dies, 3 dies, 4 dies, and the 5th survives. Kallah's being clicked up. Kallah's lost the eco lead now. Kallah got wheelbarrow. That does explain the difference in the ecos compared to KDs. But yeah, that was not good for Kallah's lost off gold. You want to be making camels as soon as you go up into Castle Age. You want to make camels, and making 1 gold camels is just not viable. These scouts are still on the field. They're going to try and take the Vills. also can't really afford bloodlines as well. Well, you can just about afford bloodlines, but you can't afford bloodlines and camels. So, and yeah, as was going to make a camel scout, they do get automatically upgraded in Castle Age. Deleted the stable, my mistake. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, oh no. Try to delete all the palisade walls. You just double click palisade. Just zoom in, double click palisade, shift click delete. Don't just shift circle into shift delete. That's such an unfortunate mistake. 3 camels being traded. No more on gold though. Selling stone. Oof, I don't like that. Gajara have such a tasty boom. You don't want to go all in because you need the food eco. You need the food eco to form camels, to form Shravamsha, to form Chakram. So yeah, it's just you need the boom. You need the food. I know Kshatriya has help. There's unique tech. Two spears versus 1 scouts. They are forging. Luckily, mining casting didn't come in, but 4 Magyar do kill those spears. 4 camels though. They will beat the 4 scouts. They're faster. They don't have husbandry, but they're camels. Actually, no, I think light cav. The light cav slowed down, but still scout cav. I can't remember which is faster. Double castle scale of bodkin, cavalry archers. This is where you need the food eco to build Travamshas. Get more on gold. But yeah, selling the stone was not the right decision. Sell wood if you need. If you're not going to make TC, sell the wood. You can always get more wood later, but getting stone is such an ask. 1 camel against the scouts will do. These scouts are so weak from all the damage. That's enough to clear. It's good decisions by Kallah on resource distribution there, army distribution. Okay, scouts faster than camel. Okay, so we have these 5 camels. This is that is walled in. Sorry, there's a tree there. So that's walled in, attacking the archer range for no reason, but a sign that maybe they're going archers, and I hope to see a couple of Shravamshas in the top now. I mean, a bit silly just to try and attack the archery range. Either engage the cavalry archers or engage the veils. Sort of in between letting the get kited. I think that's what we have. Oh yeah, we have speeds, don't we? 1.54. Where's the 1.45? Cavalry archers. Okay, husbandry cavalry. These things don't have husbandry yet, so the cavalry archers will outspeed. But I don't think they can successfully fire and shoot without a lot of losses. Cavalry archers do well on a big ball, and I don't think with so many cavals and so many, and I love this. You love to see it. Some shrivs, some stones being bought. So yeah, had to buy stone back to build a TC. Dayjay's got a TC on the gold. I like that TC because remember this gold was weak to start off with. So yeah, I like the decision. The gold. Kallah's also a great decision to TC woodline. Cavalry archers, they're going to start plaguing woodlines. Great to have a TC defending that. But this cavalry archer number is mounting. Excuse the pun. So that's enough Shriv. They already got +1. +2 will be dreamy. Getting some more. I get some more camels potentially, but yeah, Shriv is the priority. Get +2 and about 16 Shriv can eat a TC. Cavalry archers on the move. I don't love that decision. I know you want to get as much engagement as possible, but you need the big ball, and against Gajaras, the Shravamshas are going to outspeed you and murder. Now they've seen, Dayjay only has 9 cavalry archers at the moment. That's enough to dive. The response for Dayjay has to be full pike. I mean, it's not great because that's the only thing that's going to stop it. Sadly, these Shravamshas no longer saw the cavalry archers. You need those. Or you used to raid with them, do something with them. Yeah, you need to go full pike and then force a castle up. It's not looking good. What's that? Had 13-5 cavalry archers have just died in this ball. All the camels and Shravamsha there died, but the ball is now reduced. 349 HP of cavalry archers. Only making from 2 ranges. Can't really afford much more. Hasn't really got the gold or wood to. Is there a hole here? There is a hole here. Another hole. Both holes. That's some woodvilles going. No, definitely can't really afford 3 range cavalry archers. Oh yeah, because here you go 4. Yeah, but they weren't really raiding. They were engaging head on. They weren't being sneaky about it. I feel like against the Gajaras, you don't really want to raid because they have the ultimate anti-raiding unit, or anti-archer raiding unit. You need enough of a ball to kill a Shravamsha in one go, and unfortunately 9 is not that ball. You need a massive ball, move out with a 20, 25. That's enough to micro down Shravamshas. So yeah, Dayjay's doing that. Dayjay's been defensive with the Cav Archers. Saw that that engagement didn't go too well over this, and the only reason to say because of the TC, to be honest. But Dayjay has been a bit lax on production. Kallah's been a bit lax on production. Not really got the food eco, as I said. You need the food eco. This TC can't make farms because it's surrounded by wood and unbuildable terrain. So yeah, you need the food eco. You need the, I mean, trying to get stone for a TC, but yeah, it's not enough. You need a ball of Shravamshas now. As soon as the ball of Cav Archers go up, you need a ball of Shravamshas and a few to raid. Oh, there's two choices: a ball of Shravamshas enough to take this on, or raiding parties. Don't know what these Shravamshas are doing. They're just wandering. There's a path there. There's a hole in this wood line. These Shravamshas are still here. I didn't notice they were still here. Go to this wood line. It's open. It's open. That's all of Dayjay's wood villas is dead. There's 16 vills here. 13 vills there. I don't know where the other 3 gone. Maybe they're in the TC. These are dead. If they die, it's pretty much GG. Ignore the cavalry archers, to be honest. Kill the vills. You can make more. Well, I mean, it's not foodie to make Shravamsha, but look how idle. 37 vills. Look at the eco KD 20 to 5. None on wood. And so many Shravamshas survived. They're such an amazing unit. Sorry for percentages. You can't build a TC there, but I think if you delete the lumber camp, you can build a TC here. Yeah, this unit. Sorry for the cough. Yeah, pike is the answer, and that forces chakrams. But this is a good ball of cavalry archers now. This is enough. This is pretty much approaching enough to one-shot Shravamsha. Oh, look, it's a land madness going. I hope it goes well for you, Kallah, because you're in such a good position. You've got twice the number of vills. Attack, move them, yeah. Just keep attacking. I mean, you've killed all their lumberjacks. Good morning, Kallah. Well, afternoon for me, morning for you. You killed all their lumberjacks. They're not making any more cavalry archers in a hot minute. All those idle. Just kill as many as you possibly can. Get as much camels, Shravamsha. It's annoying that there's a TC there, but if you get the more cavalry archer ball you destroy. Yeah, Jewel recommend. Yeah, Jewel, you're 100% right. Scorps are a good idea. Difficult because Shravamsha never really naturally fall into siege workshops because you go these horsey units are so strong. It's a lot of thing to go away from. I like the 3 stables. You can't really produce out many more. Look, lovely surround. These cavalry archers, there was 4 go down. There aren't many orange bodies littering the floor. They're just all purple bodies. 6 purple bodies decaying into the ground. But yeah, there's enough pike to make that difficult to engage with. Yeah, I mean even Gujarat's siege elephants are absurd, but that's 4 food units. The thing is, Gujarat's got such good. All 4 of their super powerful units both cost food and gold. Siege elephants, chakram throwers, camel riders, and Shravamsha riders, in varying amounts, of course. So Gujarat's they need to secure gold. I'd love to see a TC here, TC here. TC here is good because that's where they've been attacking from, but TC here is a good idea as well because they haven't been attacking from there. You got the TC on this gold. Such a gold-rich comp. I'd like to see a castle as well. Castle from both players, to be honest. I know the Magi don't need to go castle because they're not going to benefit from their castle age, their unique unit. But recurve bow they need at some point. Any point going imp, and Dayjay is looking to imp. Recurve bow is the golden tech for Magyars. Oh, hello, Poop Lord. Thank you for the raid. Thank you indeed for my first ever raid. Now here we have this ball of cavalry archers, 14, 13, was 21 at one point, and these Shravamsha riders are not letting go. The camels are not letting go. This is enough to clear. This TC is not got no more vills to help. 1 vill does not shoot any arrows. All of these die. The pikes are nowhere to be seen. They're protecting this wood line, which was cleared twice. So that's been cleared twice. They're just going to keep running round, find this wood line again. I think this is enough to destroy all these pikes. The pikes got no armour. These have got getting iron casting. They've got +2 cavalry armor. The knight's coming. This knight's not going to survive. I mean, it might kill it. It might kill. I mean, with the TC, that's Shramsha's dead. But look at all these camels. Just full pike, unfortunately, is the way to go. Because it takes a while for Gujaras to make chakrams. That's where you beat them. You beat them before they can make chakrams, and then you go to full pike to destroy any Shramshas. Yeah, pike. I mean, they're surviving because Kallah's attacking force has been distracted. But the GG's called. Lack of eco, lack of safe eco. There's so many on gold. Their gold. I guess it's castle the TC because the gold got run out. Unable to take any new resources safely. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have something to counter CA, which isn't Camel, because Camel don't counter CA. So it's good to have another unit. And Chakram, they get outranged by CA. So Shramps is a good option because obviously they don't get knights, so you need something to counter CA. Hindustanis do suffer against CA for that reason to an extent because they don't get the excellent, because Camels get no pierce armor, they don't get the excellent counter to them. And then they get Gulams, but Gulams I think are slower. So getting the Shramsha rate it's good that they get, both Civs get a good answer, okay answer to cavalry archers, because that would wreck Civ that does not access to knights. Well, don't think they get access to heavy scorp as well. So let's have a look. Sorry, I'm going to go into the actual in-game thing. What Gujarat do? Gujarat get heavy scorp? Yeah, they do get heavy scorp. Okay, heavy scorp's an answer late game against. Yeah, they're better offensively against than knights, but you have to get there first. And cavalry archers do clean up camels in a big enough ball. You need a massive paladins is better than massive heavy cam archers. It was less messy, Lawler, than the first one. It was a good match. It was a good show. It's very much good showing. If you saw mine versus Cosmins yesterday, same matchup. Similar vibes, to be honest. Showing the powerhouse of the Gujaras against a classic Land Madness Civ like Magyars. So yeah, it's look at this. It's just a very sad base. This is. It looks so sad and small. And then this base is very expansive, very protective. Such a good farming eco. I wasn't too happy with the farming eco so early, especially this side of the map. Lost some vills there because overextended a bit too early. I think I rat the protection force of Camels and Shravamshas. But yeah, very idle game. Both players had lots of, even before they made more TCs, lots of idle T-time. Very aggressive feudal age, very messy. Both players did very well to save vills early on to eco raids, but then kind of lost almost all their gold villagers over there. Then Dayjay lost all their wood villagers in here. Yeah, at first it was very good. They were very good to save their vills, and then they sort of forgot to. And then it became the Civ win. Gujaras aren't a Civ win in feudal age, but they are Civ win in Castle age. Pretty much, you get all the power units. Oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't post a link for the second. But the Rex in the thing. Watch the rec of being Cosmic because we did the rematch function. So I forgot. I didn't send a message to Cosmin to send him the thing. Then if I just add a 1 and send it to everyone else. All group 3, nice. All group 3. All of us are watching. That's 1-1. The final match. That's the final match to go, which is Dayjay's home map, which is Low Tide. The first Low Tide map which I will see. Apparently this game had a wreck. According to Kallah's won their submission, this game had a re, sorry. The game 2 had a re. I didn't bother checking what that re was. If Kallah was here to say what that re, if that re was, what re was that? What sort of, I know words, honest. But yeah, well, why was there, if there was a re in game 2, because that's what it was labelled. It might be a game 3 re, because honestly, Low Tide often is read. But let me know at some point. What the re was for if it was in this match, or if it was next match, you can let me know beforehand. So we have Low Tide coming. I'm not a Low Tide expert by sure. I have no idea what civs are good in Low Tide. Okay, that happened. Yeah, I think it was a Low Tide. Okay, that was a Low Tide. I thought it was low. We labelled it Game 2 re, so I was a bit confused. That's why I was like, Game 2 re, why would you re Land Madness? Okay, so yeah, that's the danger with low tide, and I'll go into it in a sec. Okay, I've got a game loaded up. I've got it hidden this time. Civs. Low tide civs. Any recommendations in the chat? Because I'm not a great low tide person. I have Malay for my sort of Malay and Sicilians and Poles as like Aztecs as options I have for low tide, but I'm like a not massive low tide fan. And Lola, I'm not giving you any hints here. Sorry, no, please pick low tide. I'll be fine with it. Yeah. Okay, strong men at arms. Strong men at arms. That immediately jumps out at me is Celts. Dayjay is Celts. That's the mean. If you say strong men at arms, Dravidians, Celts. They feel like two. Dravidians I actually like because of the extra dock population. Yeah, an actual reason to make a dock because you get it's basically worth a house. So that's yeah, I like that as well. Forgetting what people say. So yeah, Dravidians because you get cheaper infantry upgrades. So barracks upgrades. You get cheaper barracks upgrades. And Celts, because they're Celts, they get faster walking, faster moving infantry. So as soon as you say that, Slavs also get very good infantry. So there's probably a reason why this Dayjay's home map. Dravidians I like because of the water bonus. You get your fishing ships work faster, I think. You get extra population space for docks, and then you get good infantry. But yeah, you get terrible open. So I also require an open map. And Dravidians are more of an archer civ, and archer civs aren't great in this map because you want the ball in lots of different places. You want to attack the low lands because that's where the fish is being taken. You want to take the back for the gold and the stone. You want to take the north for the wood lines. So archers you want one big ball, and they just die to all the things that are happening, and they're not very defensive. So I think it's much more than cavalry. So Dravidians don't have very good cavalry. So I can see why Dravidians might not be the perfect choice here. Yeah. Fishermen also carry more. So that's another thing for Dravidians, like here. But yeah, obviously they don't have they don't have any cavalry, so it's really difficult to justify it on such an open map like low tide. So Celts, I guess, if saying Slavs are really good late game because of Dragina, then yeah, that's probably just that tracks. They don't get great until later on. Dragina means their infantry do trample damage. So Celts, Dravidians, potentially Slavs. Saracens hasn't been seen yet. Good on open maps. Hindustanis, good on every map. Hindustanis are pretty much good everywhere. Don't have access to knights. If you get a cavalry civ, which might be an option, might be happening on low tide because it's such an open map, then it could be a good thing to go into. Best cavalry best cavalry unit in the game, apart from the Gujaras, is the Hindu camel. So that's what I'm thinking. Lots of civs that Dayjay has. It's their home map. I can see why. Kallah, Byzantines, bit slow, bit likes to wait a bit. Doesn't see them. Incas. It'd be quite interesting. Kamik could do very well if you think they're going to go cav. Singles do very well if you think they're going to go infantry, but they're very late. They're later things. Less houses take more parts. Stone building is cheaper. I don't know about them. Vietnamese, I don't know about. None of Kallah civs jumped to me as low tide civs, which is probably why Kallah didn't pick. It's not Kallah's home map. Who did that? Who did that? In all is that if? Is that called? I don't know who if is. If that's supposed to be someone's name. LF if I don't know. In arms of Celts. Dayjay. Okay, that says he then. Yeah, Dayjay Celts. Okay, if he's done it in all the other low tide games, that tracks. He's probably going Celts. I do know that. I sort of know that he's going Celts because you can hear the Civ voice, the Civ tune, and it was a Celtic Civ tune in my ears. So I heard when the map started. So I sort of already know it's Celts. But Kallah, I do not know what to go for. Incas could counter Celts in later games. Slinglands would do so well, but Incas sort of die to siege. Die to Celt siege, but especially. So I don't love. Incas suffer in the end. What else counters? What else really counters? Saracens might counter Celts. You get the Mamluks against any Celt cavalry. Mamluks can do well against infantry as well. So Saracens potentially. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Saracens leaning most towards. Vietnamese maybe as well. We'll see. Let's reveal them. Okay, revealing Saracens. I was sort of right. I didn't know what Kallah was going to pick, so I was right with my base judgment of Saracens. So low tide, you have elephants, you start with a horsey. You have a horsey scout. Can't attack, but can look around. You have wood piles, 2 wood piles of 1,000 wood. If you don't have 2 piles of 1,000 wood, this is reable. You have geese, or goats, or some sort of herdables, 8, 4 starting and 2 randomly. If they walk inside a low tide, this pile of wood belongs to Gaia while it has 20 HP. So while it's unchopped, it is a Gaia unit and can convert animals. So you have to chop, which is reable if your sheep get caught. So no one recommends using your herdables to scout because it will lots of reable opportunities. You can use your horse to scout. But yeah, if you chop the wood pile down, I think it stops becoming Gaia. Just chop down to 20 health. I think it stops becoming fire, and then you're able to get some sheep from it. I'm not sure. Shipwrecks, I think, also have been responded to being Gaia, but they're not a unit, so I'm not sure why that is. I think it's just a pile of wood. 2 elephants. Always 2 elephants. Never. I don't think it's ever rhinos. I don't think it's ever boars. It's always elephants. And yeah, the Pirates of Wood is because you can't get... There's no straggler trees, which means Gujaras suck here. Unfortunately, Gujaras suck here. However much I would like to play them on this map, they do not have straggler... There's no straggler trees. You can't do early mill, you have to do early lumber camp. And once those wood ones run out, that 2,000 wood, you have to go up here. There's 2 dots. There's the ridge clumps of wood, and there's the nice safe wood lines. Let's look at the wood lines. Sometimes the wood line generation is quite weird, it's not great for TC. Sometimes you can have like some gold to TC, and there aren't really many gold. There's this one here. That's a good TC for Kallah, but they just has sort of here, which is a bit difficult. There was a hill there, so yeah. Sometimes we get the TC, and there's also some berry bushes in the north. In the south, you have lots of sea turtle, shorefish. You have lots of shorefish, and you have some deep fish very far away. The docking is very rare, unless you have a good dock sieve, something like Malay, because you can get fish traps going. Dravidians, for example, because you get the extra population space. Lithuanians potentially because you can afford it. I know that I think it was Boo was playing on the winning side in that match. They forced it so that the opponent had to take really long wood or something like that. I think he forced the opponent to have to run around and get wood because they completely lamed everything out. I think it was Boo on the offensive there. And I think that whoever they were playing was on the defensive aspect of that annoying reality. So we got an early-ish mill by Dayjay. Counts chop wood faster, which might make the timing. Sometimes when I'm playing low tide, like in practice, I've actually played one inside Superdraft set, that you run out of wood at the most inopportune time. So chopping wood faster might make your timing a bit better, a bit worse. We'll see. But it also means you can afford your buildings quicker. You can get your mill down earlier. You can get your lumber camp. Well, you can get some houses earlier. Get your the house is interesting because there is stone there, but it's far enough away. Kallah's houses are very sort of four-plane. It looks like they're going to try and wall to some extent. You can wall on this terrain. There's probably a little gap they can wall. I think they might be looking to wall out a bit. So I'm planning houses in advance. Milling the hunt. Okay, that's not the best decision in the world. You can tell this isn't Kallah's home map. Always mill the fish. The fish always gets more. Fish gets you more resource. Just like in Monaco, mill the fish. Milling the hunt is. I mean, push the hunt. You have a horsey. You can do that. Where's your horsey? I know it's probably scouting the top. And stop. So you can push a deer if you so wished, but yeah, always mill the fish first and then go from there. Or how can horse not push? Okay, that makes sort of sense, but yeah, always mill the deer. Okay, we're seeing some sort of early gold play. Militia, man-at-arms, that's probably just quite standard because so many undefended resource, undefended wood, undefended fish, undefended gold if someone to go true to it. Man-at-arms potentially, or just maybe going for archers. Could be going for archers. Already gone up to feudal. Already going to go up to feudal. On the other hand, Dayjay's eco is much worse than Kallah's. I'm not sure why that is. I guess the hunt does do dividends in the end. It could be because Dayjay sent too much on wood. That could be it. Your couch don't need to have 4 on wood. I feel like two or three, then move to 2 on wood once you're able to get there. It's probably if you want to get a faster feudal time. Sorry for the cough. But they've clicked up they've clicked up on 22 vills, 22 pop because the horse doesn't count as a pop. I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't know the horses couldn't push. I have not played this map too much. I have not tried doing anything with the hunt. I go for the fish first. No docks. Not unexpected, to be honest. 2 on gold barracks. Okay, finally got. That's not even a mill. It's a house. Oh, I thought it was going to be a mill. We'll see if Kallah mills the fish later. If they don't, that's sort of. I only played it in testing lol. I played against Tag in a very bitter. It was Melee versus Melee against Lif or something. And I died eventually, very late in Imp. So yeah, I've only done it in test. I beat the Extreme AI on this map. The only map I beat the Extreme AI because I don't think they know it too well. But it doesn't count for the achievement because it's not a real map. So it doesn't count for my achievement to be the Extreme AI. Sad news. Okay, we actually see a mill from the fish. That's good for Kallah's food source. I was worried that they wouldn't do it. Okay, market. Saracen's cheaper markets. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but it's a cheaper market nonetheless. Because it's not really a fast castle type build. Here we have a double barracks. Militia double barracks. Man-at-arms play. Heavy man-at-arms play at that. 4 on gold. Walled in. We don't see a scout play by Kallah yet. We don't see an archer play by Kallah. What do we see? Not much. Yeah, that's why I did a test with Tag on it. I just thought, and also there's also when you do it by casting and looking at streams, you can see what better people than you do, or people who are more knowledgeable. Like Dayjay's very knowledgeable with this. Seems very knowledgeable with this build. Oh, but we see Kallah's man-at-arms. I didn't see these. I forgot they made them. Excellent attack on the fish. There was nothing there to protect. What are these man-at-arms? Too late, too slow to feudal. Hope that these man-at-arms survive. 1 vill goes down. That's going to dangerously the coast. Don't lose the man-at-arms. You don't want to lose the man-at-arms. Not paying attention. This one's going to die to vills. That one's going to die to the TC. That one's going to die to TC and things. Did they get another vill? They did not. But on the other hand, we have man-at-arms in here. And 1 vill dies in response. Equal base trade, but this is probably a lot more. Kallah should have built the mining lumber camp, second lumber camp earlier with new vills before this mass exodus, because this is dangerous territory. Buying wood just to do things. Don't want to run out of wood before you go to the next wood. When it's like 500 wood left, that's when you want to make an exodus to the north to build a lumber camp up to the north. But defended as well. You need to defend your vills that go up there. Kallah's still got some man-at-arms. Got an archer, which is I like the archer. That does well against man-at-arms. These are just going to die. There's a lot of man-at-arms, all in man-at-arms. Can't afford vills. That's going to rank up the TC idle time. Remember, these fish were idled, so Dayjay had a panic. Panic north to not even be able to afford a lumber camp. That's the wrong time to build it. But Kallah has none on wood now. Also, recommendation: go for the dangerous wood first. Let's end with the safe wood. Okay, well, Dayjay not make whales. All in man-at-arms. Okay. Build it. I think that response. Yeah, build an archer mass. You need to build a lumber. Stop making archers. Build a lumber camp up here first. Wall it in. Now if Dayjay lames this pile of wood, you are screwed. You need to. Spearman is not the right answer either, because it doesn't do anything against man-at-arms. You can't even house wall effectively because you haven't got any wood. You're buying wood. You need to build an armor camp in the north. If you don't build an armor camp in the north, you're going to be lamed to death. You're going to just run out of resources. More vills died. 7 died. I mean, because Dayjay's not making vills, it's fairly even in the end. At this point, Kallah's also switching to man-at-arms. Are they faster? Okay, they're fast. Okay, they're fast. Oh yeah, true, they are faster. The stone vills are going to get chased off. Please recognise this. No more wood though. No more gold. Can't buy any more resources. You need safe wood. You need wallable wood. Wall this in if you have to. These vills are dying. Some man-at-arms are dying though for Dayjay. It's not an overwhelming ball yet. They're trickling in one by one, but they're attacking vills. They're dying to vills, but also vills are dying to them. 16 villagers have died. This game is over. This is over. This is not going to last. Yeah, you have to have safe resources. This is a map of safe resources. If you see what they did, then what was lovely if I had safe wards in the thing. on the gold. Gone for lumber at the right time. This is. I mean, this run. It's still got 500 on this pile of wood, but because of the attack, went to the safe wood. 10 vills left, and the GG's called. Yeah, Dayjay's home map. What can you do about it? Well, the answer is probably probably wall in the resources, defend, protect against the man at arms, build a tower maybe just to make the man at arms life is different. Build a tower that is walled in. Yeah, I don't know what I would do in the response. Knowing that if I have to play Dayjay in the future, I am not for my semi-final. Dayjay wins and he goes. I think that means Dayjay qualifies into the next round. I can't remember. I can't remember what map, what level people were in. If people can say if Dayjay is Dayjay in the semi-finals or not, remind me. Can't remember if either player was going to qualify or not. I can just look at the schedule now. No, Dayjay didn't qualify. Okay, no. Of course, it was Cosmin. Yeah, so this was if I had to play Dayjay, I wouldn't know what I did in this. I wouldn't do in this scenario. I'm not a low tide expert. Potentially, there could be the chance to actually have a dock. The man at arms can't kill fishing ships, at least. But yeah, safe resources. You see did you see the double barracks Kallah at some point? Yeah, saw double barracks. That suggests some sort of heavy man at arms play. So yeah, heavy. I mean, I wouldn't know if I would recognise it because we are similar elos that recognise that. Double barracks means probably not going to go scouts, not going to go archers. Might have to think about warning things warning towers to pretend. Obviously, to make it a dock is way too late planning. But yeah, the main mistake, you didn't go to this. You had to keep fighting over this wood, keep trying to take this wood, no matter how many vills you lost to it. When the answer was just to go up north. You scouted it so early on. You knew the wood lines. You know what low tide is about. You saw the wood lines completely. You knew that. That's the safe wood. That's the wood you can not only safe. You can house wall it in. Yeah, you can house wall that in. That's safe enough wood, and then forces them to go arch if they so wish to do any damage, or force them just to spend so much resources just to try and to hack that down. Which, I mean, the man arms may be faster, but they aren't stronger against buildings. Not like Japanese because they're faster attack, or whatever civs may have stronger against buildings. I can't remember if something is stronger against buildings, but you are able to hold out. Same as for a scout to attack. Walls repeatedly. You're able to hold out eventually. Yeah, oh god, the one of us are playing Belgian. Okay. Me and Lola. Okay, that's one set done. Dayjay wins. Dayjay's victories probably a bit more convincing. But everyone had convincing victories. Kajara's were much more. Dayjay was most convincing in this victory here. His home map. Kallah was very convincing in their own home map, and the neutral map was very messy. Just classic Superdraft set, to be honest. Messy neutral map, and then the home that goes in the way of the home maps. It's always a game of who wins the neutral map. And it's a shame that I didn't do that against Cosmin yesterday. I didn't win on the neutral map. I didn't win on Nomad. I should have done. I could have done. But I might. It's not casted yet, but it's obviously there's a rec of my map. Who plays whom later is obviously because the admins believe that it should be based on seedings, but because me and Lola, whoever wins, should take third seed, it means we should play second seed, which is Belgian. That's how it should work. And then the fourth and fifth should the person who won the group should have the easier matchup on average, which is the 4 and 5 rather than the 3 and 6. Obviously, we ended up the same points anyway. We ended up pretty much. I mean, I ended up 2-2, but everyone else ended up 3-1. So it's all fairly equal anyway. So that's not too much of a difference. I'm always all sort of randomly anyway. It's probably done very weirdly on close points and things, but I don't think you're saying that they're saying that you should face the higher ranked player that pushes through, but I think you should. I think you should place the winner of 3 and 6 because if I beat Lola, it means I'm justifiably the third best player there, effectively. Because if I beat Lola, I effectively steal his seed of third. Obviously, it shouldn't matter too much me, Lawler, Cosmin, Tag all fairly equal in ability, to be honest. Means that I beat Tag and he finished above me, so that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't really matter, to be honest, in that sort of respect. I think, yeah, we're all fairly equal, so it shouldn't be too much of a difference, but in theory that's how it should play. One should play 4 versus 5, 2 should play 3 versus 6. But the admins do decide indeed. Okay, I'm going to do another set. We're going to do another set. We're going to do a group below set, group 2. So let me get things ready. Let me put my bear with image on, bear with, and we'll be streaming MTExplore versus RocksDXebec. And I will announce in Discord that I will be streaming them. Streaming now. Who did I just say? MTExplore versus RocksDXebec. Okay, I've already downloaded their matches. Let me find their map draft, because I did not see that earlier on. It would be easier if I went into the Rex to find that rather than into the chat. Okay, who am I looking for? This is another final match of the Swiss. MTExplore versus Gold Roger is their Discord name. Not Discord name, their AoE name. Apparently. Well, that's what the name they signed in the map thing. So let me get things ready. Let's find the next replay. And let's get started with with the first map of their set, which would be Monaco is the neutral map. So let me close my eyes while the Monaco pops in the capture age, change the thing. Okay, Monaco. Let's look at this. Let's look at the thing. Group 2 we're in Group 2. I don't know if this match is to qualify to the round. I've no knowledge of this. I might bring up the channel. I won't bring the channel because tell me what the result is. silly Shalotto. Now, Monaco. Let's start with RocksDXebec. Hindustanis, Lithuanians, Byzantines, Mayans, Tatars, Koreans, Malay. Mayans I like. Archer Civ, man-at-arms archers, always a strong thing on Monaco, especially if they're doing the fish. Tatars, that's what my Monaco Civ of choice has been. I've lost both times I picked Tatars, but that's my choice of Civ so far. Lithuanians, it's a bit too hilly. It's not very stable. You don't get either stable. Stone is difficult to get. So like Byzantines, difficult to get stones. Mayans, also because you want the plumed archer. Koreans, you can't really towerish when there's no safe stone. Malay could work. Karambits could be very devastating later on. Malay get such a good thing. Malay get such good cheap chunks. We'll see how it goes. Hindustan is such a good Civ anywhere else. Let me look what the home maps are. Land Madness and Hyper Random. So very open maps in the other two, or potentially open maps. Land Madness is RocksDXebec's home map, and MTExplore's home map is Hyper Random Light. So Hindustanis, Lithuanians, they're the things I recommend for those, or think for those. So we're thinking more like Mayans, Tatars. MTExplore's Civs. Britons, Franks, Ethiopians, Aztecs, Saracens, Celts and Goths. Archer Civs and Franks. I mean, I like Franks on the open map, so that might be something they go for Land Madness. Saracens, potentially Land Madness or Mega Random. So Aztecs, I've won an Aztec. I won an Aztecs on Monaco, so I like those. Aztec Mayan, a Central American face-off. Britons could do well. They could do well against They'll counter Mayans quite nicely. Celts, man-at-arm play. Goths, man-at-arm play. We'll see. So let's see how we get in there. So as we start. Let's remove the overlay. It is Tatars, Ethiopians. Okay, Ethiopians. Jules, Ethiopians expert here. How do you rate Ethiopians on Monaco? Okay, you say Ethio-Brits. So yeah, I mean archers. I mean Ethiopians. They get the Shotel, very good raiding unit, as we've seen in the first site I casted with on the Grand Fosse. Shotels are very good at very niche situations and always something you can think about. The unsafe castle always makes it difficult to go into unique units. Tatars I like to see Tatars. There aren't many sheep though. You don't get this Tatar. You can sheep last for longer bonus is very helpful because you only start with 4 sheep, so getting extra 150, effectively 150 food on each sheep, well turkey in this case, is very handy. But I've beaten you in Aztecs on this on a team in a TV2. I beat you with Aztecs against your Ethiopians on this map, so well, that was team game vibes. Okay, we have a scout. We have a scout dying. Gold Roger. Let me just do some settings and casting. Let me just change that to RocksDXebec, just so I've. And it's harder to say, but it recognises more. So Scout dies. There's a no in the chat. Yep. This is a lower group. Scouting the TC is a bit more common. Unfortunately, scouting into the TC is a bit more common at this elo range. Currently, MTExplore's scout is having a jungle adventure. So this monocle generation, monocle always has a bit of path, and the path seems to be this way, the quickest path. There's always a path between them. This is quite a nice wood line, so this is going to be very brokeable, something to watch out for. But I like MTExplore's wood lines much better than RocksDXebec. It looks much more open. Just the vibe. I guess because it's further away, it looks much more open. Hey Zark, ooh, you have a chance to play in these. Thanks for coming. Yeah, this is. I don't know how this is going to affect your group. I'll check at the end of the challenge. I will. I look at the challenge, and I might even find a way to put it on stream and see how it goes. I don't think I'm going. If I'm, I might have. I don't want actually. I won't put it on challenge in case someone else wants to cast a game. I'll look at privately and have a think. Just in case someone else wants to cast a game, I don't want to spoil them. So we have RocksDXebec taking a ball. Didn't lose a Ville, very close. Got the ball down the end. Going on the fish on the outside, love to see it. This feels like more natural pick map for them potentially, apart from losing the scout to the TC. Monocle, fish is good. Eat the fish, lots of fish. Tatars, good. Hilly, is always if you get a CA mass, it's always helpful. I couldn't in my game yesterday against Cosmin. I actually could not get a CA mass going against Huns. I got out CA'd. Why didn't we make mini CA? I was not good at my production bonus. It was not a good set by me, but it was Cosmin's home map, so they are probably better than me at it. Actually, no, Cosmin's favourite. Cosmin like home mapped every single map during the course of this game. What we see is we see an early loom because Rocks got housed. Rocks got housed early loom. This is a lower group. This is group 2. That was group 3. But this is around about 1,000 to 1,100 elo, I think. That sort of vibe. Sorry. Probably more than 1,100 side. So I think those sort of things are expected. So, but I do like to see that Rocks is on fish early. Still got another ball to take. There were no lamings this game. There's enough finishes to dissuade this scout. The scout keeps doing it. It's going to die. This ball hasn't been taken. Not really thinking about taking the balls. Already milling this berries. I do not like to see that though. That is probably not the right play. Take the fish and the balls is enough to go to feudal age with, and then once feudal age comes, when you want a sort of a safer food because this gets quite dangerous quite quickly, that's when you mill the berries. Here we see MTExplore already milling the berries, so yeah, not milling the fish. It's going to be much slower to feudal age, but got both boards down on gold. Ethiopians, gold, food, archers, wood, everything happens. MTExplore is going to go archers. I think they're an archer player. I can't remember if I've played with them. I've seen them around. I think they do like their archers. They're archer civs. But now we have the Moors that eat milling the fish. I mean, it's a good progression, but I'd like to see these 4 vills do that in first, and then just add more of these 4 or 5 vills. As many fish as possible. Okay, using the berry vills to get the ball. I don't mind. I like that. Yeah, it means a bit of a neutral ball, but maybe that means that people can go either direction. Ingenious strategy to make everyone walk two steps away from everywhere. But yeah, taking the second ball, it's going to be quite a nice eco. But not gone to feudal age. That is not good. Idling TC, not going to feudal age. Building a barracks already. It's too early for a barracks unless you're going man at arms. Gone to feudal age, but not going in gold, so probably not going to go in man at arms. So yeah, I don't love to see that. Then when I did man at arms, I forgot to go to gold to tar. So no worse than what I could do. I like house walling the potential gaps. There's quite a lot of gaps on Rock's side. We know this side. That's the side the scout died through. So I'm not sure why they haven't completely walled that off. Walling this one off. Bit of a lengthy one, not really accessing, but always sneak stuff could always happen. It's very difficult to cover all these gaps. Then you need a house there, a couple of houses there, house and a palisade there, and I find like a palisade here, and then you'd have to, and then a house back here. Then you have to worry about the hills. Okay, empty scouts being annoying and useful, doing a lot of good work, working how much is on wood, how much is on food. I'm sure it knows what's happening, what's going to be happening. I don't know what's going to happen personally. 5 on wood, I think vague 3 on gold, so potentially scouts, but that's a lot on gold for scouts. Potentially fast castle, but don't quite have the vill numbers for fast castle. However, MTExplore does have the vills for fast castle. 24 plus 1 plus probably another one. I think they're on loom. Yeah, they're on loom. Potential fast castle. I mean, Ethiopian fast castle. Yeah, it could do something. It's in the. Get that crossbows out in the field. There's a lot of investment during the age up to get crossbows, but definitely in a better position than Rocks is to go to Castle Age. Like not enough vills to make market blacksmith, but here we have enough to make market. I guess archery range blacksmith is probably the 2 bows you want to age up to Castle Age. We see double age. It's not fast. It could have been fast castle. Honestly, you had the goal to buy up your way to Castle Age if they so wished. Okay, MT doesn't know the game. I mean, they've done. I mean, that's not bad. Double mill is a pretty good thing with an okay Civ. AoE Tatars are awesome. I really struggle playing as Tatars on this map. I like the open maps, to be honest. I really like the open maps as Tatar. Tatar's my most played Civ on ranked because I didn't know what to play. I kept playing Tatars. I didn't know what to play elsewhere, so I just kept playing as Tatars until I found a new Civ to play as. So yeah, Tatar's my favourite Civ. Scout into CA is my preferred build as Tatars, but this map is a bit more. It's a bit more difficult to meld into that. It's just not my natural strategy as Tatar, so I struggle a bit. I think also the wood lines are a bit more painful for me to deal with. I'm not a massive APM person. I saw some of my matches. I saw our matches duel in our team game in the Akals League. And I had the lowest APM out of everyone there for both games. I had the lowest APM, so I'm not a massive APM, not a massive quick waller. So yeah, it doesn't. All these wood lines don't suit my playstyle at all. Lawler, if you're still here, ignore that. I'm an excellent quick waller. I love my micro. Okay, MTExplore. We see Spearman are classics. Spear the monocle, excellent play. They must know the map, Zark. That's an excellent play. That's a standard play to spear your fish bills. So many on fish. They may not played the map before, but they've definitely seen streams. 9 on fish. That's on 2 different mills. That's a brilliant. That's such a good strat. Stronger than Rocks to come strat. Walling in the centre as well. Walling in their own base. Probably like a gate preferably because eventually you want to move out. You don't want to accidentally lock yourself in because that's where things can go really bad I mean, that's why I think it was like Koreans as an option for this thing because you can just stick towers like there, stick towers. Map I casted, I think it was Lawler on this one. I think it was Lawler. But Lawler went. Oh, it was Boost. Boost was Koreans against someone's whoever Boost played in their recent match before this one, before they played Belgium. That they just got completely confused by they didn't go out and make them all the fish, and Boost got confused. I think it was Lawler. And then like tower here. They could have gone Korean tower, and just be brave and mind the stone. Just lock them in. Okay, this is open up. I predicted at the start this is dangerous and could open up, but MTExplore sees it coming, saw it coming, saw the scout get run away, walled everything away. I think there might be there might be a gap here. I can't bother to turn my graphics mods on because then you just start to see polar bears everywhere, and it's not fun for one of you. So yeah, that might need warning. That's the final thing, but it's not too dangerous. Only links only around here. We see the army on the move. 9 archers. I like the Spearman addition to stop the scouts. I mean, 9 archers enough to kill scouts. So we see Rocks doing scouts into CA. It looks like double archery range scouts into CA. Going to buy their way up, but can't really buy. Oh, already gone to Castle Age. Sorry, forgive me. They've already gone to Castle. Like that eco doesn't look good enough for feudal age, but I forgot they already clicked up. Padded archer armor, double range, much better Tatar start than I did in my game against Cosmin. I did 1 range and then had to make double stable camels, but because I died to knights early on. Okay, I like that. Archer defense, just stop any scouts. Rox's scouts are stronger to. Okay, that's skirms. I mean, it's natural progression. Skirms. Milling along the thing. That's always a nice strat. Not enough skirms to damage the hill. I mean, you don't want to lose the hill as Tatars. You sort of want the hill. You can get the hill and force them. Oh, that's a good number of skirms now. Fletching Archer, get them off, force them downhill. How's Rox hasn't got much scout in the back. It's important to scout the back. You want to know where your stone is. The stone is there, and they do not see it. You don't know. You're not sure. When you're in Castle Age, you want to think about TCing the outside for some safe resources. And you don't know where it is. I mean, you don't have well, first you don't have the wood for it, but you don't know what's the best thing to cast to TC. I mean, Lentis was no better. Not scout the outside. No idea what resource. They can't see there's gold here. No idea what resources to scout. Not to scout, to take. And that scout's been alive the entirety of Dark and Feudal Age. But what we see cav archers. We see a very housed rocks. But we see cav archers on the field. Nice, I like to see it. Cav archers are so good at the start of the game. So good at the start of Castle Age. Start of the game. They're very good at the start of the game if you get them in Dark Age. But they're so good at the start of Castle Age, especially if you get the Castle Age first. They can really pick off things. It won't be too difficult to stop it. They got double archer range. They can make skirms. It has gone to Castle Age. Probably a bit slow. I noticed that they had very good eco. Had like too much gold. Wasn't producing enough. Could have gone to Castle Age much sooner. And that's going to their villas are going to suffer. So a bit of trading. They came. I don't like to see all skirms, but I think the skirms will get the scout down. That scout's not on an attack stance. I think it's probably their starting scout. Cav archers are going to get some damage. No vehicles yet for the Tatars. I think some of the Milvos did die up here though. The skirmishers want take the hill. You've got Tatars. You have bonus on the hill. You're giving the opponent the hill. You just walk up here 1 second, but then there's a clear up anyway. So this is a big ball though. Crossbows coming in, bodkins coming in, pike automatically comes in as Ethiopians. These are going to die. They're just walking. They have leisurely canter into death, into the fire, into the pikes, into everything. They haven't got a single shot off yet. Crossbows in, bodkins almost in. They finally found a position on the downhill. They're going to die. Need the cav archer mass. It's the main Tatar bonus. You get 3 Thumbering, you get 3 Parthian in later ages. Build up your cav archers. Get 20. Keep them defensive. Don't go on the prowl of them until you get the ball. Then you can start sending off raiding point. That's what I recommend. That's what I fail to do when I'm Tatars. Sure, you can send off 6 at a time, but if they die, it's much more difficult to get 6 more. No more TCs either. MTExplore is a perfect opportunity to TC the gold, TC the stone. Okay, the TC in the stone. I like that. I always forget to get stone on Monocle. I think the only good Monocle game I've had is the one I've won. All the others have just been absolute shambles. Mainly because I was Tatars, but also my first Monocle game I didn't know what to do, and my SA one I just messed up so many things. Obviously, Cosman outplayed me. I was like strong knight. I can't remember what civ they were. Strong knight civ, something like that. I know I should have gone. I went Huns. Yeah, I know I should have gone Aztecs and just like try and do the same thing I did against Tag, but sadly it was not to be. Skirm's nice. These crossbows are in strong enough numbers. Both teams. Why do I keep saying teams? Both players have got bodkins, so the range is enough that skirms could trade quite well because skirms do have less range. Keep the skirms together. You want to keep your anti-crossbow, but you can see it coming. Nice vision. I think Town Watch might be in. Town Watch might be in for rocks, potentially. Or the skirmishers have good vision. And Tatar cav archers have excellent vision. They get plus Tatar bonus, get cav archers +2 vision. Interesting thing, Ethiopian knights. They're not upgraded. I don't love that decision. I'm sure Jill hates that decision because who makes knights as Ethiopians, right? They don't have stables. Shush, Shark. I didn't need Iron Castle. I had Garland. Yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, I don't love the decision of Ethiopian knights. Camels are a natural decision, probably against cav. I mean, knights are a good thing against cav archers, but then you got the crossbows. You don't need to go stable units. I guess you're running out. You don't really have the food economy for knights. It's just 8 on farms, and you're making 2 TCs, Arlington's going to rack up a lot. Rocks is housed again. That's a danger with producing out of 2 ranges and TC. Okay, Rocks has gone out. I mean, TCs here preferably, but no wood to build TCs is the sad truth. That's dangerous. Like, MT could easily delete the house and just go vroom, march straight through. You need to defend that yourself. Or just TC the wood line. TC there. Something to stop the archers for now. That's a lot of crossbows. You need the ball. You need the cavalry archer. I'm trying to say camel archer and cavalry archer at the same time. Got cavalry archer. You need a ball of something to take out these things. They're going to get stronger and stronger. The MTExplore's nowhere near to Imp. Not got the food eco to go to Imp. Going for the boom approach, which is fairly classic. This is well housed though by MTExplore. Well housed indeed. But yeah, too many skirms. These skirms need to be where the crossbows are, not where the defense is. Cav archers to defend, skirms on the prowl, to be honest. Skirms belong... These 17 skirms and these 10 cav archers honestly destroy this with this crossbow army. But this raid is good. These crossbow are miles out position. They saw the cav archers. The cav archers are so mobile. I think the first one that goes Imp, I think Imp wins. I think whoever gets the castle and Imp wins. That's my vibes. I think whoever gets the Imp first wins. I don't think either player's going to... I don't think either player's going to get a ball. They keep housing themselves too much. And they're not doing anything with the ball. Like, this is the ball. This is already a ball. 34 crossbow is a ball, but they're not doing anything with it. They're reacting rather than being proactive with them. I say first one to Kallah. I think first one with siege wins. I saw it usually attributed to the castle. I'm not one for siege workshops. But I think the first we're going to get siege wins. Yeah, these skirms are going to... These skirms aren't going to die because there's enough skirms and they're probably blocking the knights off themselves. And they got bodkin, they got padded armor, leather armor. So they're going to do enough damage. What is interesting that MTExplore stopped milling, and both players have stopped milling, to be honest. There's always a chance where when you stop milling, the answer is... Well, the answer is... Roberts doesn't need to stop milling. There's no pressure. It's such a good source of food. You probably could keep going, but I'm the same. I always feel like maybe I should start making farms. But they aren't making farms. No one's making farms. 5 on food, 9 on food. It's not a good situation, eco-wise. There is a hole, though. MTExplore is finally overchopped, and this scum's going to die, and they're going to realise it. But that's some chance for some raids. Where's the ball? The ball is here. Ballistics is coming in. This is becoming a deadly ball. Where's the skirms? Skirms are chilling by the market, having a bit of a drink. They're not doing much. Recognise. They've seen the archer ball. Have they seen the archer ball? They saw that the archers were around. They saw the cav archers were out of position, but they didn't see the crossbow kill the skirm, or not enough to move the skirms in position. Skirms are still not moving. Luckily for Rocks, MTExplorers ward themselves out of the push. Okay, the skirm mass is coming in. Okay, now deleted. Castle, that would have been great about a minute earlier, but now it's there. It's dangerous. Do they see it? They don't see it. Very lucky. Oh, now they see it. The crossbow's moved in, but now the skirm mass is in. There's skirm. That's enough. That's enough skirm to defend the castle. Counter castle by the Ethiopians. That's going to go up. They must have seen the castle first and gone in the castle in return. I mean, that's another. The 2-ville castle, very brave. Are we going to see Shotos though? I would love to see Shotos. They do really well against skirms, and they'll do well enough. They'll trade well enough against the cav archers, which aren't being made any more abundance. Need to be making the ball. Archers MT's not stopped making archers. You can see that the ball is getting powerful and annoying. The skirms are out of position. They wandered off into the sunset. Step raid. Oh, I love step raid. It's always good when you get step raids. Okay, the castle's going to go up. Didn't quite get enough damage. Some more vills came on the production. The scums, don't know what the scums were doing wandering, but that actually good timing there on the castle. Managed to get a vill. Managed to get a crossbow pick. Also thinking that MTExplore's woods eco's got a bit painful. Unsafe here. Get some cav archers out. That'd be deadly. But at least they got lumberjacks. The thing can't be said against Rocks because their lumberjacks are Slowly to get some eco going. Got a second TC. He hasn't got the just about 14 on food is just about to keep it pumping. It's a bit difficult, but just about enough to keep it pumping. Do we see Imp from MT selling a lot of wood? These resources are just about enough. You sell some stone, but I don't think we should start. I think you should go for the castles more in this game. But it's possible if to rush him if they so wished. Looking about it, I don't. Yeah, I think not enough on farms though. I think you need more on farms to buy your way to Imp. It's just less a lot of waste of gold. I think you can just keep making crossbows. Some siege from either player now would be good, to be honest. Scorps from both teams. Okay, good reaction there by MT. I mean, you can park the cav archers. Oh, yep, that's nice. That's nice. See the gold villagers. Yep. That's good. One goes down. Finally getting some eco kills for the first in the game. Some eco kills. Okay, now we see him. Now we see the market going like crazy. That's enough to buy Imp. Once they get to the market, Imp's coming. I told you, Joe, Imp was coming. Well, I didn't. First, Imp is probably going to win the game, and I think at this point, MTExplore is going to win the game. 13 eco lead. Actually, got eco villagers doing things to some eco villas for rocks. Don't know where they are. Probably, oh yeah, around there, around the middle. Probably on the farms as well. That being said, I like. In theory, I like Rock's position, but they're not making anything. They're not making army. You need to make army. Cavalries, get silk armor. You need something. I mean, potentially going Imp themselves. You need to buy your way to Imp quickly. Okay, they're buying in way to Imp. It's going to be a double Imp fight. But this is a lot of crossbow. A lot of crossbow. 64, 75 are here. 19 are somewhere else. You could raid with those crossbow and yeah, there's the 19 rate or 16 rating. Those scums are going to get micro down. Kill. I mean, yeah, at this point, get the value from. Take them from the hill. Good idea. Kill as many as you can. You need to kill as many crossbows as you can. Stop running away. Kill as many crossbows as you can. You get a few hits. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's enough to make them. Enough to make the MTExplore's life a bit more difficult in the future. Make your life a bit easier in the future. How's this crossbow ball doing? It's killing everything. It's killing vills. It's killed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No reaction. 10 vills gone. No reaction still. Now they're starting to. No, they're just running away because they're getting hit by arrows. They're not running away because there's any. Finally, a reaction. 14 vills dead. That was pretty much the eco lead that Rocks was getting, or getting some eco back. Now I'm going to move to the other TC. Have they seen their TC? No, they haven't. They're just going on a jolly. I think if they had known it was there, that would have been perfect. Did we just see Royal Heirs come in? We just saw Royal Heirs come in. That's interesting. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Rox's Castle Age tech come in, but Royal Heirs, that is okay. So we have a Treb. First to siege wins. First to win. That's why I say first to win, because in this sort of level, that is first to siege almost. In this sort of very, very laser-focused game. Oh, was it cancelled? Was Royal Heirs cancelled? Oh, that's so sad. Not that it really used. No shoutouts have been made. No, not the food eco to make shoutouts. The food eco to make farms, though. Mill there, get the berries. That's what you need. These arbs are strolling. These arbs are killing everything, but I think there's enough. And there's enough skirms there to actually... Are these elite skirms? They are elite skirms. Okay, there's enough skirms to do to clear this up. That's some good engagement by Rock. And now there's only 66 arbs. There was 64. Now there's 66. But yeah, it's a good 62 one. It's a good trade. No more step Keshiks. Okay, you haven't got any wood making Keshiks. I don't dislike that. I mean, send the Keshiks around here. You get lots of gold back in return. We see Tatar Trebs. Tatar Trebs are the strongest Trebs in the game, but they need the unique tech first. They need Timurid Siegecraft, and obviously you can't build Trebs and Timurid Siegecraft. But so that's an interesting conundrum. I think it's over. You can't defeat these Trebs. There's so many arms. You can't send cavalry archers because the castle will come. You can't sell skirms because they won't kill anything. You can't sell Keshiks because the arms will kill them. Best thing you have to do is survive the castle long enough to get Trebs down, but it's not looking good. at least some scars around the side. Bad thing about the Arb ball is that it only can be one place, but there's lots of splinter balls. Another raiding party of 10 Arbs has come around to clear out this TC again, just as the Eco is getting back up. But yeah, this has been MT's game. Ecos are looking a bit... Imperial Age Ecos are looking a bit weak. Keshik's died, the second trap couldn't be built, Arms move in. I wouldn't expect this game to last 5 more minutes, to be honest. There's no siege, house because of the castle going down. Not enough elite scums to make a difference. With Bracer and Arb and... I don't think chemistry is in yet. No, chemistry is not in. It's not +4. But yeah, after Bracer and Arb, you can't make skirms fast enough. You get skirms get outranged, skirms get micro modded down. You can try and get some picks out, but what's that? 4 Arbs died, 3 more will take their place. These skirms died, didn't get enough hits. It can't last for long. I wonder if Rocks would try and drag it out. Light cav switch. On what food? On what food? Chemistry. I mean, sure, it's an upgrade the opponent doesn't have, but I don't think it's going to last much longer. I might go in ×2 if it drags out a bit more, but I don't expect it to do so. These trebs should try and get worth, but I mean, this is 20 elite skirms. Okay, I might be wrong. This Arball's dying, but all the Ecos, this Eco's dying as well. Oh no, the Scums died. Forget me. Scums died. Showtimes were on the field. Never mind. What's this Arbor ball? 35. Only 5 Arbs died, so 20 Skirms. TC's gone down. Vills are going down the back. 20 more Vill kills since in the last 5 minutes, and the GG scored. Okay, it didn't drag on. Recognise the Arb ball they got there in the end. I think that's MTExplore's speciality, to be honest. The Arb ball. So that was a good game. Tatars, I haven't seen Tatars win on this map yet. Everyone says Tatars are excellent, but I've played as Tatars and I've seen another Tatar game, but sad to not see my most played Civ win. Yeah, what happened in that game? What could have been done? Balls. Ethiopians got the ball, Tatars did not get the ball. Didn't have the wood for the ball. Didn't have the wood for TCs. Didn't get second TC until really late. In my suggestion, I think it's best to probably prioritise TCs before the ball and just work your way slowly up to it. Get the skirms first, deal with the early crossbow, feudal archer pressure, you got the feudal archers, and then maybe work on get the eco for the cav archer ball. This lumber count's very inefficient for a long while, opened up a lot of the wood line. Didn't get these satellite wood lines until much later. Yeah, just not great on the wood front. Run out of wood so often. That means also couldn't support the food eco for Vills. Couldn't support food eco for any other units which weren't archer-based units, or even skirms. Couldn't really afford skirms. Bit suffered eco-wise. MTExplore, pretty much a perfect game. Apart from the only problem is the feudal age eco, bit too balanced. It wasn't really on towards counted like 600 wood, 600 food, 600 gold. A bit of for everything. Didn't transition enough into farms. Didn't transition away from gold despite. Probably put the rally point in gold, didn't think put rally point in wood to make farms, so just got too much gold for what they were producing. So yeah, it's sort of a good game. MTExplore overwhelmed. Ethiopian ball do be balling. So that's one game. That's game one. That's game one. Now, game 2, it will be Rock's home map, which is. Let me just go to the right. So like, how do I exit a game? I was like, I'm going to capture rate. I can't quit capture rate. That'll take forever to come back. Next game, game 2. Game 2 is Land Madness, which is Rox's home map. It is a map. I wish it wasn't here. I accidentally spoiled things. Land Madness. Let's look at the civs. So people haven't been spoiled. Okay, civs. What the civs like? Let me close Discord. I think it's been a bit worry today. Okay, civs. Rox's civs. Hindustanis, Lith, Byzantines, Mayans, Tatars, Koreans, Malay. Done Tatars. Hindustanis. I think Hindustanis is probably one of the better Land Madness civs, to be honest. Mainly because they counter all the other Land Madness civs like Mongols and things. And Mongols and, yeah, those sort of civs. That's what I'm thinking. Hindustanis counter so many of the cavalry civs that I think they're the clear choice. Lithuanians can work too, just be a good cavalry civ in their own right. Byzantines can be open. I lost the Mayans and Land Madness to Belgians, so they're a pain. Because I played absolutely shockingly, and I'm sure you've all seen on the cast how shockingly I played. People are like, this person's 1200 elo, can't be right. More like 900 based on that match. So that's what I'm thinking. Hindustani is their top civ. I can't see a reason not to play out on their home map. Their most picks, their best six civ, and one of the better Land Mountains. There has to be a dead cert. If it isn't, I'll be shocked. MTExplore. Saracens, Franks. That's their only two cavalry-based civs. Franks are the clear civ, to be honest. They're clearer than Saracens, because Saracens don't really get great knights. Saracens, they get more of a camel civ, and camels could die to things, and especially as Hindustani camels. So you want to go Franks, go hard, go spam. That's how Franks can beat Hindustanis if it were Franks. Gas tanks could see a thing. Central America civs always they're a bit off meta, but could work. Goths. If you get Goths to boom on this map, it's a thing, but these maps are so aggressive that it's difficult to get Goths to work. So let's reveal to the world, and it is Byzantines Frank. I don't love Byzantines here, to be honest. I saw Byzantines out of the corner of my eye. It's like, what the map? Like, you pick Hindustani as your top map, as your top civ, because it's the second best civ in the game, pretty much, to Gujaras. And it was, by the time they picked it, it's because of the not getting Hab, Gulan being worse, it's been nerfed a slight amount to make maybe that Berbers or Franks are probably stronger civs. Yeah, even saying, like, it's meant to be slaughtered, like, why didn't you pick your two top civs on an open map? I mean, Hail Mary pick, they have camels, Hindustanis get better camels. Anyone in the chat, like, what do Byzantines do well, which the Lith or Hindustanis don't do better? Doesn't get bloodlines. I don't know if Hindustanis get bloodlines, but they don't need it. Lith do get bloodlines. They do get paladin. Biz get paladin. Lith paladin get relic bonus. They got the same. Blacksmith is the same for Lith and Byzantine, I believe. They miss They miss blast furnace. Hindustanis miss something in the archer line. I think maybe missed blast furnace as well. Maybe missed the last arch armor. It's not the bad, but it's basically cavalry. Cheap camels. That's the only thing. But what better? Cheap Byzantine camels or Hindustani camels? That's the main question. Bruce. Like, who would you rather have, Hindustani camels or Biz camels? Because I know my answer to that. Would you rather have the camels which destroy buildings and destroy every single other form and attack faster as well as destroying buildings, or would you have cheaper camels? Yeah, same. In this time, we've seen that. Land Madness map-wise, we've seen it in the first set. If you were there for that, if you weren't there, 8 sheep or goats around. You get some straggler trees. You get wood lines. I can't think of the word, which are unwallable because of this terrain. But you can get palisades down if you're good enough. If you're lucky enough, if you can get enough small walls down. Berries you start with. There's a patch of 3 hunts close enough to push, which people do because there's only 1 boar, and then lots of packs of 4 hunt around the map. Packs of berries, usually in between wood lines. You have berries. Generation wise, you have another nice safe gold. You have a 4 gold close-ish and 3 golds further away, and you have 3 stones further medium distance and further away. I love this safe gold. I like this wood line. I like that wood line. Oh, that's a massive wood line. That's such a nice wood line. Love the safe gold. Berries fairly safe. Stone not so safe. So MTExplore's map generally like that. Rocks is so tight, so enclosed, so you would almost be wallable if it wasn't unwallable. Wood line, nice wood line. That's a bit risky, but it's such a nice shape for later on if need be. Gold is unsafe. There's no stone near. That stone's miles away. I don't like the stone generation. Close berries, ish. No other berries in generation though. MTExplore berries, love that so much better than Rox's. There's always, I think this is the map where the generation can be most biased, most unfair. Like, because the woodlines, the gold generation, the berry generation can be so unfair. I think it's the most like variable generation. Obviously, hyper random light is like for anything to happen, but anything to happen, it comes fairly equally to both players. That's why it's hyper random light rather than mega random. I think it's much more. I think it's much more it's much more standardized. The generation, I believe, I think that's how they work it. Yeah, I'm thinking like Piz. It's a very close. It's a very close and slow civ. So I don't. God Roger in this thing has said it's a Hail Mary. It's a Hail Mary pick. Rocks have lost their scout again to the TC. Classic. Not the greatest start. At least they knows where they are, and they did do the pushing first. No, they didn't. I don't think they even did pushing. No, I don't think they did any pushing. They went straight for scouting and died. Oof. You say Arab Harbin kills Franks, but they're much better Arab Harbs and Byzantines, to be honest. I mean, I say Arab Harbor. Like, Aztecs of Arab Garland was Pike, which are better than Byzantine Arab Harb. That's what I'm thinking. Like, there are better things in. Well, that's Mayan. Sorry, if they get Arab Harb, they're strong. Lith, do they get Arab Harb? I don't know, but I think they're better. Some of Arab Harb civs in Rox's options. Maybe I mean that's in my opinion. Malay Arab Harb I think is strong as well. I think Malay Elephants is probably a good pick against Franks as well. Have you tried killing chunks? But out of Elephant to Land Madness is not on a normal standard map. I think Malay Elephants would beat Franks, but obviously there's such an open map, such a far distance. The elephants are a bit too slow. I tried playing bad guys on this map in practice. It did not work despite my best efforts. I'm not bad with elephants. I'm fairly okay when I get to booming. I still manage to just die eventually. Elephants are just too slow. So feudal age is coming in. Nice, quick, safe walls. I'd definitely like to see more on wood, because these straggler villages are going to do something. But 4 wood scout bow fine, to be honest. But yeah, you sort of want a bit more wood earlier on because you want to get the stable down. Rocks can't afford the stable. On the other hand, MT's got the stable gone. Haven't walled in though. Prioritize the stable over the walls because that's long. What's that? That's 50 wood, 4 palisade walls. What's that? 12. 62 wood. That's a bit of investment. Which MTExplore is like, nope, I cannot afford that. I am building farms instead. So if Rocks can get some scouts out, it work really well, but Rocks is currently going for defense. Interesting. I mean, it is interesting. That was an interesting pathing by those scouts. They went loop round the berries and up in that corner. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, so Rocks is going full trash defense. I mean, that can work. If anyone can do it, it's Beers, it's cheaper. Get to Castle, try and get that boom going. But Franks can pump out their stables. And I don't think you can stop them. You need, like I was saying in the previous set, you sort of need one spearman for every 2 scouts in a defensible resource. So at the moment this is golden berries. Luckily for Rocks, these are together enough that. But yeah, there's 5 scouts. You need ideally 3 spears here, and then 3 spears around, but maybe a 4th just because they have 2 sort of loopy resources. Wood safe, you don't just spearman defense that, but this wood is unsafe. You now need 2 spears for this wood line. That's sort of my gelato guideline for Land Madness defense. Because I am someone who does like to do spear defense. That's sort of the guideline. If you work it, you can't go too far down. So there, 3 spears can just about beat 5 scouts. Both are unupgraded. I wouldn't keep drifting. Keep them in defense. Keep them on defensive stance as well. That's the hotkey for that is D. Yeah, Frank scouts are stronger. I think they're stronger. I can't remember the Frank bonus. Is you get this extra health on all cavalry, but they don't get bloodlines. So yeah, now you need 3 spearmen for this. Now you need 3 spearmen everywhere. There's 7 scouts. 3 spearmen per defensible resource. And just keep going from there. Keep adding. Stable's coming. I don't even need a stable because all your scouts are just going to get completely outclassed. Okay, there's only 2 spears here. That's not enough. That's by far not enough. Yep, the villas are dying. Nothing's died yet, I think. I'm trying to track. That vill died. There was a vill died. The other spear come in defense though. There are 3 spears in here. 5 scouts. The scouts are dying eventually. Another vill dies. Now the spears in equal numbers runs away. But that was, oh god, that was 5 vills, 6 vills now. That's expense. That's an expensive loss. You probably should do is open your against so many scouts, so much reckless hate. I would recommend opening this wood line up and just going for 1 wood line. Now these spears are out of position. Come back, be on defensive stance. Need more spears. There's more scouts. Luckily that one just gets picked up quite easily. No, there's 6 more scouts. You need 3 more spears, and these are not healthy spears. These need another one to get reinforced. And they're just going to come back. You need spears in queue. Luckily Rox has got the eco, because you're just making spears, there's the eco to go with Castle Age quicker. And the Frank player, MT, has run out of berries, and that forage bonus is no longer applicable. But look, 7 more vills. All the new vills here came on this wood line. That's 1 death. I think the others are going to say they actually ran away this time. But before you do, you have to reinforce that. The new will is going to come. The spearmen are just walking. They're just passing past them. That's enough. That's enough. That vill's dead. This is over. This game is over. To be honest, I think the GC should be called. To be honest, you're sending your new vills to the slaughter here. To a woodline that's undefended. Gate, if you want, if you ever like have a gate, and if you want to do it, have a gate. If you don't want to have to think unwarning and rewarning, just gate. This next veil, next sacrifice. I don't know where to get safe for. At least and this farming eco is also hella dangerous. These vills are idle, not on gold. These vills are idle, not making farms. Run out of farms, run out of wood for farms. These scouts are going through. There's no spirit, there's no army. Trying to go for Castle Age. Gonna click up, but at what cost? We're just making more scouts, MTExplore. It's not going to last for long. Luckily, TC might get some damage, but 11 vills dead. 20 vills idle. These vills, +1 armor's coming through. These scouts are going to be chonky. 2 more scouts join the fray. It's sort of the game you don't really want to have to go to as defense. It's sort of the games I'm having to deal with because I'm a defensive player. And not making spears is the danger one. Not walling your woodline is the danger. All this idle, it's just pain to have to deal with all these idle vills, but you have to. Only 4 on wood, and they're not wanting to delete the palisade wall and come back. Because they'll probably just forget to re-wall it. This is bare open, these guys. If these got villagers die, I'm happy to see Rocks call the GG. I know you won't want to, because if you do, it's the end of the set. But okay, walling it in. I like good. This is not walled in here. That vill's going to die to sacrifice. But there's no wall in here. I mean, it's going to take a while for them to get through that. Now these vills are going to, I don't know, join the fray. These are fighting. These. Ugh. I don't like. This is a sacrifice that probably shouldn't have to be made. 18 vills. GG. Yeah, the GG's called a quick set. Stop going to defense. You have the cheaper spearman. You have to like keep making. This is something you have to keep pumping. You have to. In this case, if you're watching this back, Rocks, keep pumping the spearman. You have to just constantly make spearman. You know that the Frank's going to constantly making military. We don't know the Frank's going to constantly make military, but you can assume that they're always going to be making military. Whether it's scouts, whether it's knights, the eco is strong enough that they can constantly make military from their stable. So if there's only 1 stable, 2 stables, not so much, but always make 1 stable and still have good eco. So you have to constantly making spearmen. If you want to keep spear defense, you have to constantly make a spearman in defense. Don't start me making units. Don't stop me producing. Is enough of my top tips. Don't stop me producing, whether it's army, whether it's vills, especially if they're making them. I think that's what in the first game you stop making units in the first game as well. Stop making units in the as Tatars. You did stop making the cav archers. You stop making any scams, and that sort of cost you in the end. Well, MTExplore, one thing they can do is make units, making archers as Ethiopians, making scouts as Franks. Still, also got to Castle Age. It's such a sick eco. We're constantly pumping out of a stable. You have to match that production. That's a quick set at the end, 2-0, well played, GG, well played for MTExplore. And that'll probably be it for me, because it's been 2 hours. And I did manage to get 2 whole casts done. So that was a nice couple of sets. Good group 3 set. So yeah, good group 3 set. If anyone's here thinking about people to recommend to raid, let me know. I'm not too aware who I know is Age of Empires online. If anyone has friends who are online, let me know when I say goodbye and say round up. I have a quick look at the challenge for group 2. I know I'm not going to spoil any results in case people want to cast other things. I might have a quick look and see if anything's effective, any question. Where there's the practice squad. Info. The challenge for group 2. Is that okay? That was the game with the 2 winners. That was the game to win the group. That was. I won't get any result, but that was MTExplore is unbeaten in the group, and that was Rox's first loss. So yeah, that was the game to win the group. That was I think MTExplore might deserve to be in group 3 next time around, if there's some other thing. Does promotion exist? Any admins in the chat know if Zark's still around? Is there promotion? Is there relegation? Do people if they were to, obviously it's not a league format, but if people were to join that, would that be in consideration for their next time? Yeah, MTExplore is OP. So yeah, and also the Zark and Tom, which are going to be happening tonight I believe, what they've said. That's an important game to see who qualifies. Obviously, I don't know if because in mine and Cosmin games, I was guaranteed qualification even if I lost because of my tiebacks against Tag and Wavy. So I wonder if the same thing is true for Zark or Tom, if they've had tiebacks against Don Juan or Funky Turn or Plotter or Machine Go Birth, however, depends on what their matches are. If they've had the correct sort of, if they have tiebreaks that they can count on to keep them up. Yeah, practice squad's I mean, Belgium's not in practice squad, and he is Smurf. He is the Smurfiest Smurf in the Smurf land. So maybe it's not just linked. No, it's not just linked to practice squad. Practice squad is practicing. At the start of this tournament, that was what, a month and a half ago, when people sort of assigned groups and stuff. They're practicing. Who can say? Who can deny that? It's in their name to practice. They're getting stronger. So that's set. If there's any recommendations to cast anyone, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just sign off in a bit. Thanks for coming. So anything else to do? Let me make sure that I have my. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I made it like 100 elo similarly, but you also did just one track Ethiopians and just go, let's just get my Ethio. I might be in part of team games. Depends what I'm doing this evening. Obviously, I do have lives outside of AoE, and usually my weekend is more. I say weekend is more for team games, just because that's when team games happen. To be honest, team games don't really happen in. I mean, I'm sure we have some. We'll give you a set later. I'm sure they have. I mean, you're obviously the clan leader for our 2v2 and 3v3, so I'm sure things will be happening in that works. Might have to do some practice, 2v2 practice at some point. That might be a good idea. I think we're playing Tabber, aren't we, in the 2v2? Or the other team that we beat. Not the one. Well, I mean, we beat everyone, but not playing SDG. I don't know who we're playing. I think it'll be Tabber. But we can always do some practice with something for that. I'll put my bear wave back on so I don't forget when I start stream next time round. Thanks for coming. Have a good Monday. All those Americans have a good day. All those Europeans have a good evening, afternoon-ness. Any Australians watching, go to bed, because it's be 3 a.m. for you or something like that. 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. for you. But yeah, thank you if you watch. I will upload this to my YouTube channel, so if anyone wants to catch a VOD, because obviously Twitch deletes them after a week. So if anyone catches them on the VOD, catch them on the VOD. So thank you, and a goodbye.